Fairy games. Spend, play, and win.
Nothing can withstand the withering. Against the endless erosion, my strength grew weaker by the day.
True power dwells within the spirit. Try to embrace all that you are.
they tryna get past me. You can watch your sizzle. We're making this stuff go triple. It's 0 to 100, no middle. That's right, that's right. When I walk in the room, we rise as one. Got me wild and free. Now watch us stay fly. Doing it like I do. If you're rolling with me, the best team that unite. When I walk in the room, everybody gonna watch me sizzle. Got a crew so hot, no riddles. It's 0 to 100, no middle. That's right, that's right. When I walk in the room, everybody gonna watch us. R to the I to the S to the E. Gonna shut down the apps if they tryna get past me. You can watch us sizzle. We're making this stuff go triple. It's 0 to 100, no middle. That's right, that's right. When I walk in the room, we rise as one.
Live from the home of FPL Indonesia, EXO Hall in beautiful Jakarta, we welcome you to the M7 wildcard. All of the teams you will see here today deserve to be on the world stage, but only 2 of them will remain on the world stage. I am Renmar, and I'm going to be here the whole time. And of course, I'm here joined by the eternal supreme leader of the Mir cult. It's Mirko, and a dream finally realized. The winner of the MPL ID Season 12 Caster Hunt realized, brother. Let's start with you. Welcome to your first M series.
I don't think you need to bring that up, but yeah, it's a dream to be here. Once again, I am so grateful to be here. I hope we can bring the show together in a very, very fun way for you guys at home, and also give the respect that we should give to the teams battling out here. Again, it's a dream come true to be able to cast M7. It's the wild cards, and we are going to make sure that it will be no less fun than the main events and the knockout stage later on.
Yeah, of course. It is a wild card. We're not going to be seeing a lot of the heavy hitters we see just yet, but we might be seeing potential heavy hitters in this stage. Just when we were about to come on, you said that you're excited for this. Can you elaborate as to why you're so pumped for the wild card this year?
It's been a while since I've been excited, especially for a wild card, right? The first wild card, very exciting. And then coming into this one, I just feel like it's going to be one of the most competitive ones we've had to date, right?
Yeah.
We have so many contenders this time around, with the two being Virtus Pro Guangzhou, but Team Zone, who skate even. They can come in guns blazing as the dark horses.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the groups right now. Again, we're going to be seeing two groups. You're going to be seeing all of these teams play today. We're going to start it off with this set of casters for the first set of matches. You'll see the schedule in just a bit, but we've mentioned some names, and I'm pretty sure there are some familiar here. I think Virtus Pro is one that is constantly on the radar of people because of them coming from EECA, consistently trying to improve. Do you see them as one of the teams favored to make it out of the wild cards?
I do. I think they are the #1 team coming into the wild card this time around, especially considering how well they did at MSC. And that was with Andoria. That wasn't with their main lineup, Zauer Egoist, who was unfortunately too young to play at MSC. Now he's here, he's the leader, he's kind of like that spearhead for the team, and I'm expecting Virtus Pro to do really good things here.
Yeah, realize other than Virtus Pro, I feel like outside of that, it's a huge playing field of who you could potentially put up there as the other team that's going to be qualifying alongside them.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few biases towards few teams. I want the underdogs to win. I want the underdogs to do good. But hey, it's not a game of underdogs. It's a game of consistency. Who can, make moments happen, who can really get the points and the wins going. And I do see other teams like maybe Team Zone, right, over here, who's going to take Zeta today in the first match. They might have a good shot of going out of the wildcards too.
Yeah, of course, they're going to be coming from the ever-growing region of Mongolia. So that's going to be the first matchup of today. It's Zone 1 against Zeta. Then we're going to see Guangzhou Gaming up against Team X from MENA. Virtus Pro and Radiance Legend Gaming is going to be closing out the third match, while the day will end with Boostgate, of course, one of the favorite teams, going up against Leon, who might be climbing a titanic match up against one of the teams to look out for definitely in this wild card stage. I have to echo the sentiments of Mirko here. This potentially being one of the most, if not the most, competitive wild card that we've had in M Series history. The first one was in M5. We saw the teams there. It was like, okay, there's some surprises here and there, but expected results. Now it's, you can make a case for any of these single teams to just surprise and shake us up, especially since we're going to be in a new meta landscape.
Yeah, I think that's going to cause a lot of chaos here in day #1 as well. We don't know really what's in the meta. Maybe they do in scrims, but that's kind of like with their own scrim partners. Here up against each other, they've probably avoided each other in scrims so that they can show all they've got right here. Will it be experimental or will it be safe?
Yeah, a lot of questions when it comes to the meta. So realize, if there's going to be one thing that you're looking at for this meta shakeup, what element should we focus on first?
I mean, there's a lot of things that you can really highlight. The first one is obviously that meta shakeup in Sora. Sora is live. We talked about this yesterday and even today earlier on in the talent room. This hero is kind of busted, I would say. You could go behind with Sora, you can go 1-4, 1-5, it can still kind of change the game. The 2 mode and the ultimate, you can go full tank with CC, and then you can go full damage as well if you want to go for the assassinations. Other than that, obviously, the item changes as well. War Axe, finally nerfed, not as good as it was. The spell vamp increased to 8%, so we do see a few of the heroes being picked up, like probably the Eastern Shin and even the Hayabusa. No longer really prioritizing this as the second and third item. And then Lapu Lapu. This is one of the big changes as well, because usually you would see Lapu Lapu contesting the early objectives, because the game in the past few patches has always been about the first, the second turtle.
Yes.
With the Lapu Lapu change, it seems like other heroes will be rising up from the grave. Maybe the Yu Song will finally be a prio. Maybe Glue with the Patrick skin.
Yes, please. The SpongeBob collab has been a banger. We've seen it in other tournaments. Someone please use the Patrick Glue skin. I would be very happy. And as someone who's been playing more EXP lane, I definitely feel that nerf on the War Axe. Wherein I feel like now, if I want a little bit more of regen, I actually have to compensate by building more damage. I can't just rely on the War Axe alone to keep me alive, especially as a Lapu Lapu. Here and there, Lapu Lapus have been actually picking up Sea Halberd a little bit more to compensate. Can get more spell vamp and more regen if they just deal more damage overall. But one of the main focuses that Mirko has been talking a lot about backstage is changes in the mid.
Yeah.
That has really changed the game in terms of what picks we might be seeing later.
Absolutely. In the mid lane, gold increased from range minions from 21 to 25, and this definitely improves the early game farming for damage mages. Now, this could be both snowballing heroes, like maybe the Kadidas that can show up again, who can really dominate you in the lane, or it could be the late game hitters, like the Sicilians, who just get more gold and get going faster with faster item pickups. Glowing Wand, this is a big nerf, I would say. Because in the past, we've already seen a lot of mid laners transition to just building their core items and not going for the glowing wand. They would just, give it over, delegate those tasks over to the roamer, the XP lane. Now that we see more Lapu Lapus building Sea Halberd, more XP laners having to build poor damage, I think that's the time for us to see more Sea Halberds, more Dominus Ices on the others, and glowing wands being less relevant than it was, it was already kind of irrelevant, to be fair.
Yeah, but it shook up the order just a little bit in terms of the prioritization. But now we're going to be talking a little bit more about the meta as the day unfolds, because there is a lot of mystery. But now this is a very clear headline right in front of you. The East Asia Showdown. It's Mongolia versus Japan for our opening series of the day. Two regions. Let's focus first on Mongolia. I think especially since their performance in the M5 wildcard and then moving forward, we've seen growth from this team. Team Zone, they continue a legacy built by previous Mongolian teams such as IHC, the Mongols as well, the organization they defeated. Realize personally, do you see Team Zone going far here in the wildcard?
I think they can, but this time around, they have quite a different landscape, right? This is like ZXaura, scouting players. We have talked about this, but the fact is that the other three players behind him is a rookie without prior international presence. Sure, ZXaura was able to go far in the wildcards with Lil Gun previously, but I think this time around he has to do, I would say, kind of like the babysitting, right? Try to set the record straight, try to really control the rookies maybe, but give them freedom too. Give them time to shine. This is their stage. I think if they go with the mindset of just have fun and focus on trying to hone their skills and sharpen their blades, maybe they can go far.
And this is why it's so cool, right? Because it's the dynamic storytelling that we have here that's not even scripted. Like, I mean, we couldn't even script this if we wanted to. The fact that ZXaura, the young guy in Lil Gun, part of an experienced lineup, the guy being there is kind of like, all right, I'm the baby here. I'm just I'm gonna be here soaking in information.
Yeah, he was the Lil Gun.
He was the Lil Gun in Lil Gun. For him to be the leader now, you see that growth, for him to actually build this team with a bunch of rookies, with a lot of players who you see in the tier 2 regions or the tier 2 tournaments in the Mongolian scene, and being able to qualify here, beating Mongols.
That massive achievement that they were able to get to this stage, defeating the organization and the familiar names in Mongols. And now they're going to be going up against Zeta Division, who, again, it's interesting enough to say that it's Zeta Division who are actually, on paper, the veterans compared to the Mongolian team heading into the first match of the wildcards. We talked a lot about ZXaura, the experience that he brings for this team. A bright, fun fact about him, big fan of light. That's why he called himself Bright. He's a former Raider guy, fan of light from the RSG days. Now they're going to be going up against Zeta Division, who, ever since MSC, a lot of people have been looking at significantly more.
Yeah, it's time for the resurgence of Japan, because I think last time they made M-Series was M2. It was with 10S Gaming, and then 10S Gaming Frost, and M1 and M2. So if they can become the spearheads of a Japanese comeback, the land of the rising sun finally making its way back in the global map, I think that will be very beautiful, because they were able to show some signs of MSC, still not quite good enough though.
Yeah, you're getting a beautiful look once again at our stage where our players are already set. We're going to be seeing the draft in just a bit, and I want to expand a little bit more on the legacy of Japan. And I can say this is a Filipino because we were the ones that got hurt by Japan in M1 World Championship. We're in when Oh My Venus would be popping up with the SSS, the Rafaelas, and Japan just said, here's a Baksha. We straight up got countered. And I wonder if that's going to be the legacy that Japan will continue. Will they, at the very first match here at Wildcard, suddenly show up with a unique pick? It's something that shakes the meta up.
It's definitely a possibility, right?
Yeah.
Knowing Zeta Division, they would probably want to bring up the cheese picks up against Team Zone, who've had experiences on playing on the international stage. But Zeta, the Japan you see now versus the Japan you saw at M1 are very, very different, right? They were meta makers back in the day. Here, they're flashy. They're back on the radar, aiming to reach the M-Series stage for the first time since M2, but they're super flashy, dude. 10, Junichi, those two. You play around those two, I feel like you're gonna have a team that can actually contend even in the main stage.
Yeah, it's actually accurate to say that the Japanese team plays like some of the flashiest animes that you know. It's in their playstyle.
They're
You can
absolute
see it.
ninjas.
They are really good.
That's true. They were good at farming TikTok clips as well. I mean, we saw Ted.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
going
the
around
Yisun Shin.
with the Yisun Shin.
Yeah.
It was a new tech. People were talking about it. Even the Indonesian streamers we see were talking about it. So yeah, let's see if that translates into the Land of Dawn and on an international stage.
Yeah. One thing I can say about Zeta though is that they have to reel it in a little bit. Because the way they play in Japan, in the Japanese qualifiers, clearly you see the team that knows they're the best in the region. That's why their mobility focus drafts with aggressive initiations and creative rotations, they have to reel it back a bit, which is weird to say. We love to usually say teams just play how you usually play. But you can't really apply it here on the world stage. You have to adapt and evolve.
And we saw that. We saw a glimpse of that in GOTF, right? Where they would just try to utilize the same style that got them to the M7 wildcard to qualify here in the Japanese qualifiers. And it didn't work out in GOTF when they're up against tougher teams. You need to reel it back, but you still need that confidence that got you that slot.
Yeah, and that's why it's kind of one-dimensional too for Zeta, and this is why we come to the third point. Meta aware but unafraid to experiment. They can still kind of, go out and pull out some off-meta picks, but so far what we have seen in the previous tournaments that they are playing, that they have been playing in, seems like they're kind of straight with their options.
Wait.
Yeah, you're the only zone guy here.
Wow.
Hey, Mirko, bring out that zone jersey you just got.
Hey, listen. They gave me the jersey after I made the prediction, all right?
But they didn't see it
They
yet.
didn't see it yet.
Okay,
They didn't see it
okay.
yet, all right? So I predicted zone just because I have faith in Zexora. I have faith in a team like this with 3 rookies, with Summer as well, their coach from Mongolia. They look really good. Zeta, on the other hand, have looked okay. They've looked decent. They've looked like they can. There are definitely like glimpses of brilliance here and there, but the discipline. What you said, Redmar, they need to really dial it back sometimes with the aggression. When they have the lead, they need to understand how to utilize that lead to close out games.
Yeah, I know personally I went for Zeta here because, again, they are, on paper, the most experienced. If they're going up against like the majority of the members of Zone, if it's just Zexora's experience, and really enough, Zexora is the most experienced out of everyone here. What about you, Realize? What made you go for Zeta this time?
Well, I mean, I love rookies. I love young bloods. These are guys with, 16, 17 years of age. But again, on an international stage, they can just crumble. And I do agree with Renmar. Zeta, they might have that experience with them that might be the thing that gives them the upper hand. But I would love to see Team Zone create something explosive, shock us all with that rookie, power that they have, that young blood burning and boiling inside of them. Who knows? They might surprise us.
Yeah, and they have to. And if we're talking about explosiveness, the keyword that you mentioned here for Zone, I feel like that's one of the best ways to deal with a team that loves to be aggressive. We look at the EXP laner in Bankai. Yes, that is the EXP laner of Zone, not the EXP laner of Zeta, just to be clear here. So they have to be careful because he plays that playstyle. Big surprise setups. Arlod, Lapu, Alice, those are the type of heroes that you have to look out for when you're going up against Zone and when you're going up against Bankai. Now that we are in Flying Cloud, that adds to the point a little bit more because the EXP laners and the side laners, well, pretty much generally everyone can get back to the map faster after a big set if they end up back on the base. Welcome to the very first draft of M7 here on the wildcards, and right away we're seeing some unique strategies. Fox getting taken away, one of the priorities in the mid, and Sora right away banned already by the Filipino coach Ola.
Yeah, that Sora will definitely be avoided by Zeta, but that Esmeralda ban, though. It's a Junichi staple pick, so obviously that Esmeralda will be taken away by Zone, or the Team Zone, to not give Junichi kind of like a good lane to play.
We've seen him do really well on the Esmeralda, on the Uranus as well here in Zeta Division. So the fact that they've banned out the Lunox, they've already trapped the Zone here to actually let the Baksha open as well.
Yeah.
You remember the Baksha? You literally just mentioned it. Zeta have picked it up. I don't know if this is going to be a flex pick though, or if it'll actually just be on 10, because I feel like it's a bit sad to see a guy as good as 10 mechanically be on a Baksha.
Yeah, it's still a potential flex pick that we might get confirmed in the first phase. Not yet. They're playing around the Baksha flex. They pick up the Yuzhong paired up with the Farsa, while Zone goes for the Kalea Eve combo. So that's a very clear trade that they decided to go for. I still think, though, that it hurts their chances a little bit more, the fact that they gave the Yuzhong away.
Yeah, the picks are very, very quick. They do pick up the Yisun Shin. It's a 10 special, but yeah, I think this Eve might be quite vulnerable when you have a Yuzhong up against her. Obviously with the Black Dragon form, always able to make ways to dive into the back line. That's the reason. That is also a question that kind of raises up in my head. Why'd they leave the Yuzong open for Zeta to take?
Yeah, especially now that they are also going to be playing the Yisun Shin. So
Yeah.
it seems like Zone is picking the more difficult path into
true.
game number one. They're thinking they really want to sort of maybe, are they limit testing themselves or their opponents?
I've been
Taking
waiting
a little
too
bit
long.
more of, I want to say losing matchups. Again, just difficult. So now we're going to see the gold laners get taken away. The carry ban kind of surprises me, considering that they already have the Farsa that can deal with that carry if ever.
And also for Team Zone, they're already kind of overloaded in damage. They need some more frontliners here to just back them up.
Yeah.
Usually when you see the Yisun Shin and the Eve, it's almost an instant, all right, we're going to see fighter gold.
Yeah.
But with the new patch, I'm not too sure. They are banning out the Moscow and the Claude though. Two heroes with blinks, really good against the Eve, so that's really good by Team Zone here. Lapu Lapu gets taken out. There you go. Despite the nerfs, we're still going to see the Lapu Lapu banned out. And again, could be a Lapu Lapu gold lane that we were expecting.
Yeah, still some respect, obviously. That gold lane, fighter gold lane rather, still kind of dwindling because of the fact that the War Axe has been nerfed as well. Phovius, though, will be quite a great pickup as well when you kind of want to front line, especially when you want to fight up against a Farsa. But again, the Farsa is much more mobile compared to the Eve. Sure, their ultimate properties are almost the same, but with the Farsa, you have the wings by wings to kind of escape and have that self-peel embedded in yourself.
Yeah, and that might be the difference maker here. There's gonna have to be a lot of work put in here by this Phovius to hold the line, and I think that's why Zone decided to go for it. Phovius, as we all know, as long as the game is close, one of the best heroes you can pick up for longer engages, and I think Zone is leaning in towards that idea.
Ooh, wow.
Hayabusa and a Brody up against an even. Right away, Zone picks up the Harith.
Yo, this is risky for Zone. Pick up the Harith, considering they don't really have a lot of frontliners here, and they're already up against the Farsa, a known counter to it. Then the Baksha as well. At least we do get something that I was hoping for. 10 on Assassin. Zeta decided, all right, you know what? Let's put the Baksha, let's flex it over to Rome, and let's pick up 10 on the Hayabusa. This is also something we've been talking about in the backstage, right? Like, will Hayabusa still be prio? Will we still see it on the hands of different jungler users? And I said, it really comes down to how good the jungler is.
Yeah.
10 is that guy, dude. When you give him a pick like this, he still shines.
Yeah, and it seems like they've changed it up a bit. Usually the Hayabusa comes in way earlier in the draft.
Yes.
But I think they lean towards the Baksha because they want that stability at the center of the map.
That's true. The Hayabusa, though, might be a catalyst for Zeta, especially in the hands of 10. The Assassin we talk about, but this Yisun Shin. Will it have a good time up against the Yuzong? That's the question.
A lot of questions here, and I'm excited to see it get answered once again. Welcome to the very first match of M7. Here are the wild cards. It's Zone versus Zeta. Who is gonna get first pick win?
Let's see. Welcome to the Land of Dawn, the first match of the M7 World Championship wildcards. It's Zeta against Team Zone. So it's all about the Zone and the division for both teams. We'll try to take those buffs quickly. Look at the rotations from right. Obviously, mid-prio will still be the name of the game with the minion changes as well earlier on today.
Just controlling over Letho Wanderer as well. Here's Xora. Get it. 10 will just go for the green camp. Xora's trying to go for the steal. That's a quad shadow forward. Katsu and Hani not enjoying this Yi poke at all.
Yeah, that Eve is very, very strong still. And Hayabusa as well. We kind of want to talk about the nerfs, or rather secret buffs it kind of received, right? We talked about the quad shadow being kind of minimized in terms of the range, meaning it can't dive as freely as it used to. But the buff is the fact that, you know, the cooldown is much more quicker in terms of the shadow kill, and as well as the damage given with the shuriken. So I think this Hayabusa is still very much viable.
Yeah, good trade-offs. And I like how Team Zone, knowing that they had the prio up against the Baksha and the Farsa, actually decided to go for that quick little poke battle with the Golem, but then they decided to back off when they realized that there's a chance Zeta might be able to change things around. In terms of the emblems, just to pull yourself together on that Farsa.
Exactly. On a Purified 2 Bankai level 4.
Yep. Katsu really wants that quick cooldown, as it is very much a dangerous lane, especially up against the Kalea, if you want that Purify to go on quickly. And the properties from Team Zone kind of pick off quickly with the Kalea is very much apparent. Now they want to get their hand, lay claim on the first objective. Kane is close by 10 as well, level 4.
Instant zoning, Quad Shadow coming down 10. Oh, locked down by the Mountain Shockers. Xora picking up first blood and the Turtle Junichi. Now jumping over to Kenny, forcing the flicker out. It's two members locked in. Bright able to flicker out again. Bankai going all the way. Misses. The ability won't be able to jump in. Flickers out to safety and gets the regen on time.
Oh my, 1-for-1, but Team Zone will come out on top. They have their hands on the turtle, and that was Junichi looking to change the tide of the war, but Bankai
1v1. Junichi, can he do it? He's got the passive furious dive over. Solo kill up top.
Junichi, all right. The cleanest rotations that we're seeing here, or decisions for both teams, up until, of course, DXR decided to go for that dive. I think that was a heat check for him. Now, he has to reel it back just a little bit.
Another thing about the rookies is the fact that they can really go fast.
Yeah. They can go fast. They can also be punished very fast.
That's my point. When you have the lead, you play confident. But then, if you go overboard, this is the things that's gonna happen. They might crumble, but so far they're not crumbling because of the shakiness or the nervousness. It's because they can't really control themselves. Someone needs to keep them in check.
Junichi, though, seems like he is currently the anchor for Zeta Division right now. And it seems like Kazu and Kani are catching up to his rotations and aggressions. So they're going to need to be able to continue that. While Team Zone still has control in the map here, what next does Zeta Division have to do so they can get a little bit more of a taste of the map control that Team Zone has more of?
Yeah, they need to farm more, prepare themselves for a fight, and maybe utilize Junichi to open up the choke points in the map, because so far he is, like you said, the anchor of Zeta Division. He can fight, he can 1v2, possibly 1v3 as well, stall some time, buy some time, and then let the Brody farm more. Take a look at the swap in the lanes that they have made, and look at where Zeta Division is right now. They're pretty confident, taking control of that orange side jungle, and this kind of establishes some sort of control towards the second objective in the turtle.
The top of the Dark Wave already forced to use Revitalize now. Black Dragon form already. I think Tsunami spam in answer to it, but they already be caught in it. Kenny is able to dish out damage. Furious now petrified in the backline by Junichi, but look at Kay doing a heck of a lot of damage with him on force. Now Muy Minette for the stacks down, but will get bursted. But Kai, together with Kenny, gets another, and they're all zoned away. 10 with a jump, but Sora stays true to the red tree. Perfect 3 turtles on for Team Zone as Muy Minette gets bonked by Bankai.
A Hail Mary play made by 10. TP back and get the turtle, but it's all down in vain. Team Zone, their blood's boiling, and their trigger fingers are happily shooting at Zeta Division.
Okay, just looked like he had a grand old time in that last engagement, especially since he's playing under his own team's real-world manipulation, and without Katsu's feathered airstrike, that Harif is going to be free for most of the time. Even if he gets caught by a petrified Furious Dive, he'll still be able to recover through that as long as he has his Zaman Force and he can freely hit. Zeta needs to recalibrate their team fighting and make sure that they put more difficulty for the Harif that will just run wild on them.
Good reaction there. RWF locks them down, zones them away, and look who's isolated. Kani all alone. Zixora with the dive in the back, the Mountain Swagger, and now on Katsu almost finding a fadeaway. Not even the fighter can survive this damage.
He is playing like a man possessed. Look at him go completely out of this world. Too confident for Zeta Division to handle, and look at Team Zone, 12 kills. The second tier turret in minute number 8. This is getting out of control for Zeta Division.
Team Zone, and it's actually the YSS zoning the rest of the opponents.
They got zoned for sure.
That is insane. 6-2 and 5. This Yi Sun Shin, he's single-handedly making some really great individual decisions. That's just great for the whole team, and Zeta's just crumbling.
Yep, the Black Dragon form was baited out. Junichi, I guess he was trying to predict a dive into the turret, but now it's all of the Holy Shields that were up, down. Up top, it's not taken down yet. They still have to get a tier 2.
We talked about Zeta Division's kind of win con is to kind of dive quickly, especially with the Black Dragon form. But we forgot that the the RWM from the Eve is some sort of appeal tool as well.
Yes.
To enable the Harris to move and bob and weave left and right to get the damage going. We talked about Team Zone not having enough frontliners, but their peel in a way, damage peeling, right? You have Yisun Shin in and of itself is kind of peeling for the team too, especially when he's just gunning around with the Mountain Shocker too, and the Eve is just untouchable. 3-0 and 8. That RWM is zoning Zeta Division so far away in the back, not even Junichi can reach Kenny.
Yeah, Zeta Division will not be able to contest this Lord while Ten tries to recover a little bit of map space here for the team by split pushing up top. Now, Team Zone, honestly, if they can continue to bait out the early Furious Time sacrifice, they're going to be good because that's Zeta Division's main tool of, as you mentioned, realize the field, that crowd control, AoE that now, as we have seen it, a lot of times Team Zone actually just has way more of. There's too many AoE crowd control effects for Zeta to deal with, while Zeta really mainly only has that Yu Zhong combo.
This is why we don't really see the Baksha in Rome as often anymore, right?
Yeah.
You just really lack the CC. You have to make up for the lack of CC in the late game, lack of sustainability when you're behind with early tempo, and they haven't done that. They're 9,000 gold behind.
This might just be game over. Another airstrike opened, and Team Zone, they want to see to the base.
Oh, Bright really wants to go for Junichi. He's able to fight it, but Mountain Shocker goes to the right side. Doesn't matter. K still bursts them all. Holy crystal pickup. 10 with the walk up, but gets instantly shoulder bashes. They go for the siege of the bottom lane. 10 will fall. K goes for the triple. It's a big dark wave from Bankai. A double, a triple, and that's game one.
Zeta Division divided with a zone created by the Mongolian team. They are playing perfect MLBBS. They strike first with this best of 3.
Yep, that was clean. I mean, the initial problems they had with them giving away the Yu Zhong. Yeah, you saw the Yu Zhong did become the anchor, but really just they could not do much. The Baksha Rome has to be revisited here by Zeta as a priority. And I know they wanted to do that because it seems like they really wanted to set up for a more comfortable jungle pick. But even if, like, to say, get a comfort, if the Rome is uncomfortable, if the Rome can barely hold the front line because he's just constantly getting poked down, then no matter what pick you end up with, your jungle and your team will struggle. Well, let's look at Zone. It felt like they did almost everything perfectly in that game. Wasn't the perfect game, but it was close to it.
Almost threw it away,
Yeah.
Again, trigger
times.
trigger happy players, but
K and Bankai.
Bankai and
yeah.
Zexora too, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
The captain, but it's all good. It's all good. I think they were limit testing, right? They were
Maybe.
trying to go far and test how in a way Zeta might gonna come back in the game, but yeah, they made it happen. They made it loud and clear that they are here to battle it out, and there was nothing that Zeta could do about all of this snowball happening in Team Zone.
I really like that specific play by Bright. He flickered right in front of Kani, and I thought he would pull the trigger on the ultimate right away, but he said, no, that's not the guy I need to get. I need to get the Yu Zhong.
Yeah.
So he took a couple of steps and then used the Tsunami Slam on the Yu Zhong, and just as expected, without it, Zeta really didn't have a team fight to go with. And I think, now looking back, ZXaura and the very eager plays that he was making from time to time, I think he knew that even if he went down, he still had a Harith and an Eve to cover for him in terms of the damage.
Yeah, there's always going to be a backup, right? I mean, the backup might be the main source of damage at that point. Like, Zexora might have just been trying to bait out as many abilities as possible. Just because, again, for Zeta Division, they don't have enough CC. Like, they only have a Petrify and a Furious Dive. That's the most reliable form of CC. And I don't want to say Brody's skill 2 is reliable, because you got to get in there against the Eve and Harith. That's suicide.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The skill 2 is really more for protection.
Yeah.
It's like, if anyone reaches you, then you use that. You're not going to flicker forward and flicker. That's something I would do. But then there's a reason why I'm like, here. Not there.
Not there.
Not there.
Yeah, you want to give him a kiss with that skill too.
Yes. Is it? It's not a kiss, though.
In Indonesia, we say
It's a smooch.
It's a smooch.
Oh.
He goes all the way. Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a jump
okay.
forward, but hey.
So usually you would say to your teammate, I got smooched by Brody.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I learned something new today. Okay, so that's going to be a new part of MLBB language, the smooch from the Brody. Speaking of the Brody, I feel like that could have been something else, but then I think in terms of the damage you were looking for, that was the pick left that they could go for. I mean, Granger was still open, but I feel like they weren't just confident to pick it up. But I feel like I would have preferred that over the Brody.
Yeah, I think Zeta was kind of set up in that specific space because most of the goal laners were banned out, right? The Moskov, the Claude, the Blinks we talked about.
Yeah.
Safety, as well as trying to pin down the Eve. But again, they were left without many options that I think would be viable. I think the Granger is a good shout, but
I think the best choice was the Harith. Like, they could have picked that up before, right? Because Team Zone got the Harith last pick. It was the 5th pick of the game. They went Hayabusa too, so it makes sense for you to go for the Haya Harith combo. But in the end, they went for Brody instead, maybe thinking, all right, we might have enough with just the Farsa for magic damage and, burst, so we might want to lean on more sieging power with the Brody.
Yeah.
But I think the Harith would have just been perfect for them, because it would have also denied the pick away from Team Zone.
Yeah. I think also maybe they were considering the fact that they didn't have enough protection for their backline.
Yeah.
So they wanted to have a gold laner that had some sort of protection with the Brody smooch, but they just weren't able to get the ball rolling with it. I think if we're going to look at the next game and then the next draft, you really just have to change up your priorities. I don't want to see Zeta try the Boxer Roam anymore. I know they have a wider pool in the Roam, but it just wasn't working out well for them.
I mean, I thought if they wanted I thought that if they wanted to pick up the Baxia, it would have been a Baxia jungle, and then you pair it with something pick-off-ish in the Roam, right?
Yeah.
Usually you go with the Baxia Franco, but again, this meta doesn't really reward you with that. So yeah, they were forced to kind of put the Baxia in the Roam, and I don't think it's that valuable.
They tried to juke, but they didn't juke us, right? Like, all the way from the start as well, it's like, it's a shame for Ten to not be on an assassin, for him to be on a Baksha. And that's why, for Team Zone, they were like, yeah, we feel the same way. That's why we picked up the Phobies. We know it's coming.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, whether it's going to be a Haya, a Lance, or maybe a Ling that just got buffed, we're going to have something to prepare. And if they don't, fair enough. It's 10 on a utility pick. It's something that they are okay with.
Yeah. I feel like because of what we saw in that game number 1, now it's Zeta that has to do so much of recalibrating.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to lean on a Baksha pick, there's no more surprise factor. Clearly, Zone is ready to do with it if it's going to be in the Roam. If it ends up in the jungle, then you're sort of nerfing what the jungler can do. And because of everything that happened in the center of the map, it's Kenny who walks away with the MVP honors, deathless. Because again, he had a good time in this game. There was no one who could really mess with him other than that Yuzhong.
Yeah, Brother Man was chilling playing chess with Magnus Carlsen in the back, with the checkerboard we had.
He even came late.
He did. I think it was a Queen's Gambit he was playing, but yeah, we might just give it to Zexora. Some might say give it to Zexora, but I think Kenny here deserves it as well. He was feeling for his team. He was outputting damage, and we talked about him being the weak link here because in the side of Zeta they had that Yuzhong to dive into the back to Hayabusa too. But he was still able to stay deathless while peeling for his team as well. So I think he deserves it more than ever in this regard for that MVP.
Yeah, I feel like there was a great connection between Kenny, Bright, and Bankai together because you saw Bright and Bankai in some of the clips that you're seeing right now actually take turns in terms of protecting Kenny. It's like, okay, if it's Bright who initiated, then Bankai stays a little bit back, get a Dark Wave off so that you can heal a little bit for the Eve, and vice versa.
Yeah. A lot of moments like this where you just see the brilliance of Kenny here. The RWMs are so good. Look at the zoning, right?
Yeah.
Onto Buimene, he can't walk up there. And it was constant taps onto that direction before he actually flickers out from the Furious Dive. So Kenny's very aware of what he needs to do to make the front to back work so that the Harith and the Yi Sun Shin gets maximum output of damage.
Right. Even sad state of affairs there.
Look at that.
The zone. Another great real-world manipulation. Yeah, well-deserved MVP as we see a lot of these clips. And I think because of how he was able to catch the other members, it also enabled Zexora to have moments such as that one.
Yeah, it's like a ping pong game. One player enables someone else. While they're enabling that player, they're also enabling someone else. So it's a harmonious chemistry, I would say, with the set of heroes that they've picked and their playstyle too. And you can't really walk up against an RWM as a Brody, right? Not the best range you would have. So that was very, very punishing, this Eve pick. And he was still going for the conventional build as well, the glowing one first item.
Yeah.
So yeah, it still works for Team Zone at least.
I think also because they just knew, especially after the initial trade, after the first minion wave came out, it's like, yeah, I think we can afford to just first build the glowing one. It's gonna be fine. They also knew that Zeta Division were lynching a lot of their team fighting abilities through the revitalize of that Baksha. So it makes sense that they wanted to go for it right away.
Yeah, and it's also basically something that you can see with this kind of composition, right? Because when you have Uri have a Phobius and a Kalea with 3 damage dealers, you don't want your Phobius and your Kalea to build Dominus Ice. You want them to get some core tanky items, the other ones. Like you can definitely see it here. For Bright, right after the fleeting time, he goes for the Dreadnought armor, goes for the robe, and for Bankai as well. Despite the War Extra, he still gets it, and he's on the way to the Queen's Wings, which we've been talking about, right? If you want to still have that spell vamp, you can go with War Axe and then Queen's Wings, and then you're good, man. That Queen's Wings got buffed like quite a bit.
Yeah,
8%.
Yeah, it's a great surprising late game item. Like if you slot it in at either third or fourth, the opposing team just wonders, wait, how come this guy won't die? Please build Queen's Wings if you're an EXP league.
yeah,
So
That's why
try it out.
Kunichi was able to survive so many times.
Yeah.
He was really, really strong up in the XP lane. But the emblems, nothing really out of the ordinary, except the fact that Katsu brought that pull yourself together, maybe just to speed up that Purify.
I'm not a big fan of this, by the way, right? Like, I think it's cool if you go pull yourself together when you're on Flicker.
Yeah.
But when you're on Purify, I think the cooldown's already short enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though obviously you want it, I think there's definitely other choices here that could push him a bit more in the laning phase.
Yeah, and I think we've seen enough also that when it comes to Kaleas and they see like a slow trotting roamer right in front of them, they'd rather just Tsunami Slam that.
Yeah.
Because there's a high chance you actually get to take that down. That even if you're not catching the mid laner, because the opposing roamer gets taken out right away by the Kalea, then the mid laner can barely do anything.
Yeah, and I think Brett wasn't really even targeting Katsu.
Yes.
In a few circumstances, he was mostly focused on the box, baiting it out, or the roamer too.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, Brett had other ideas.
I think this is the last thing for me as a marksman player myself. I love the Brody Master Assassin when I'm playing ranked games. You know, when I know I can dominate my lane, I'll go for it. But up against the Harith here, I think weapon mastery would have been a bit better. And considering how Zeta Division kind of formed their composition, it's more of a let's play strong side Brody, let's go for sieges. So it's you playing with the rest of your team, and therefore losing out on the value of Master Assassin. Aside from like the first 2 minutes of the game, I don't think we've seen Muimanet constantly just solo laning against the Harith.
Usually it was the other way around.
Yeah.
It was actually the Harith pushing into the Brody's lane. And then constantly, once the Brody just thinks, okay, I'm back, I can lane. Nope, you cannot. Because the rest of the opposing team has already gone into your lane. So hopefully we get to see some recalibration here. Some major ones from Zeta Division. Speaking of some recalibration, you can honestly do some your own recalibrations as well for yourself, because you can check out the AI insights from the Realme 15 Pro. It has win rate predictions. You can analyze gold, items, and everything in real time. It's like having a coach in your pocket when you play MLBB. Wait a minute, that's really cool.
So it's like Coach Jeb. Here you go, Coach Jeb.
Coach handed your hand.
But with updated statistics, he can go and search up for you guys. And for you guys, from predictions to performance, it's the complete package. You can play, you can carry the Realme 15 Pro, the M7 official gaming phone, anywhere you go and ask him anything. Even outside of MLBB, it doesn't need to be MLBB. You could be like, yo, what is this drink that I want to go for? You can take a picture with it, ask AI, boom, you have it.
AI is the future.
We are in the future.
It's the future.
Yeah, get Realme in your hands. And of course, there are also Realme in the
real.
hands
Yo.
of our players here. Speaking of getting some good things in your hands, of course, it's the M Series. I mean, it wouldn't be a complete M Series without the Battle Pass, and the bonuses are already here. It went live on New Year's Day. It's packed with exclusive awards like the Granger Thunder Ascendant Epic Skin, the Cosmic Finality Prime Skin, the M7 figurine. I missed out on last year, but I want to get this one now. The Battle Effects and the Prime Avatar border, and of course, a lot more.
I have vowed to make sure that I get my hands on that figurine.
Okay.
I missed out on the Claude, the Yuzong, the Beatrix. I need to get this one.
The best one is the Roger. I missed out on the Roger. That's the only one I missed out on, yeah.
Okay.
It's the M3 one.
Again, I still like the value of the Claude one because you also had Dexter.
Ah,
Like,
so
the one from last year was like, I feel
Two
like
for
that
one.
set the bar. Exactly, it was 2 for 1. And speaking of the other stuff you can get, there's also the Gata Kacha Solar Spark for free, the fan favorite M5 Yuzhong skins, and the revamped M
Whoa.
Championship skins are also making a limited time return, so don't miss out on all the wonderful awards available for you in-game, in the client. Make sure you get your hands on the Battle Pass.
That's the Clint M2, right? I mean, the revamp ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, the M2 Clint, and then
was the
M1. What's
M1 Harith?
No, that's
Oh.
Evo's skin.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what's
Yeah,
the M1? Not what?
I think M1 was not Lunox, right?
I don't
Because
think
remember,
so.
Lunox was like part of the poster.
Oh.
You know, we're gonna have to revisit
Yep.
that. We're gonna have to revisit the previous skins that we saw for the M series. Now, we started off the day with a discussion about the meta. We have to watch out for it. We'll sort of define the meta from day number 1. We didn't get to see it picked, but the fact that it got banned right away blue side priority, it's a head scratcher. I feel like that's already enough confirmation for the rest of the world to say, yeah, I think you do not want to give Sora away.
Yeah, I think we are going to be seeing Sora. Definitely, like, there's going to be one game that we're going to see it. And then that's going to remind everybody that this is why we've been banning it all tournament long, right? Let's not have a Bruno M6 situation anymore.
Yeah.
If it's broken, just ban it, y'all.
Take it out.
Don't
Take it
overthink it. Don't overthink it.
Delete it.
And I think this time around, unlike M6, you cannot pick up a Layla to try and counter Sora. The Layla messed up the Bruno, sure, in that one game, but
Never say never.
never. Are you, you really want to die on this hill? Do you think Layla could actually take Sora down?
Hola.
Oh,
That's my answer because, hola. I don't know, man. Like, maybe they can pull off something, right? I mean, hey, earlier we saw what Zeta has, and it's unique, experimental. That's a bit too experimental. That's kind of local.
so really back. Coach Ola, again, doesn't want to guarantee the results, but they have been scrimming with a lot of MPL
Wow.
teams and MPL Indonesia teams, and seems like he's confident as well. We've been hearing some whispers here and there about how they seemingly improved. Again, it's just unfortunate that we really didn't get to see the fruits of that labor in that game one.
Yeah, I think the stage jitters maybe, because wildcard is a different ball game. MS series is a different ball game. You can be confident, you can be very comfortable in the scrims, but if it doesn't really translate into stage games, then it's just all gone in vain. So hopefully Zeta can stabilize things and then go back to their winning ways when they were winning against MPLPH and MPLID teams in scrims. So who knows? Maybe game 2 would be their key to winning.
So I think we're in agreement after with what we saw in game number 1. First off, not the Baksha. You changed that up. I didn't have problems with the Yuzhong. Again, he was good, so keep that. Would you consider stealing away the Kalea from zone if you're Zeta?
I think so. I think that's the easiest answer to the problem because they ban out the Gadakacha, right? It was Gadakacha and then Lunok. So you want to pick up a Kalea instantly. Usually is the case after banning out Gatot, but they tried. They were thinking of the Baksha. It is very prio. But again, if you don't know, if you can use it in the jungle, I think it's better off to just go for what's going to work 100%.
Yeah. Well, Dangerous Grass will be the map.
Kill the Helter?
So yeah, maybe we might see a few surprise picks that works well with the Dangerous Grass. The same set of plans rather for the Sora taken out and the Yves. Wow, will be taken out by Steam Zone. So no Yves for Kenny and none for Katsuzu. Now the first pick Yisun Shin will go through for 10.
I like this. I mean, they don't have to worry about the Grok anymore. The Eve is gone as well. So it's a good steady pick. They for sure knew that the Yuzhong would get picked up right away. Let's see if they recover, because this is a big gambit that they decided to go for.
Yeah, Gadakacha should come through here for Zeta Division, and after that, do you want to pick up a mid laner here, or do you just try to get a good matchup against the Yuzhong? But then again, what is a good matchup against the Yuzhong?
Not a lot right now.
Not much. I'm thinking of picking a gold laner the first phase just to be safe, because it might just be banned out. Pick up a few safe ones, but that might overstretch too. So yeah, they go for the Gatot Kacha for the Kalea control.
Yeah.
And then one last pick here.
You know, it's not blind anymore if they pick up a Valentina here. I wouldn't mind. Oh, okay. They go for Barca. I mean, I would have liked the Black Dragon form, and then they also had the Tsunami Slam that they could steal, but I guess they're still going for the range and playing around that.
Wow.
Lancelot. I think Zone might want to eye out taking away some potential like Ruby pickups for Zeta. Oh yeah, there we go.
There you go, instantly. By the way, Renmar already mentioned this, but Bright chose his IGN in tribute to my GOAT XBTR, by the way. Light, the player he idolized.
Chahil.
And I idolized too, my boy Chahil. Yeah, with the Yisun Shin and the Farsa, it'll be crazy greedy if you still go for a marksman here, right? So they're already thinking about it. All right, we're banning out the Ruby. And especially considering there's a Lancelot on the other side. Last time we saw a Lancelot on the other side and a Yisun Shin Farsa comp without a Ruby, I was mauling, man. I was mauling so hard. I believe it was GOTF, the FYG versus Aurora Turkey with TNZ.
Yeah. That Ruby is quite scary to deal with, especially when you go for heroes that needs to go in and go out. The micro CC really kind of throws you off. So that's going to be the Selena ban coming in from Zeta Division. Has to not play a few pick-off approaches. And now for Zone,
Wow.
pick up the CC.
So, CC for deny pick? Is this purely for deny? Yes, because CC and Gata could come through on the other side.
They will still go for the carry, but
Oh, that's greedy.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, man.
the team zone kind of lacks range, don't you think?
Oh, I think they'll have range here. They can still go Kimmy. No? I think it's all right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
The Kimmy's gonna be fine. And that Kimmy will be well protected.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a
yeah.
lineup where Zone's carry is actually in the middle instead of it being in the side. I think Zeta, they just needed something tank. I don't want to see them try to like a Hilda or anything. It's gonna be slow, but at this point, Glue brings the stability that they'll need because they picked up the carry and the gold.
Yeah, but even then, it's going to be tough if you go for the glue. So they go Lapu Lapu.
Soon be your burial ground.
It's been nerfed. It technically got a double nerf because a core item of his also got nerfed. And it will be the Kimmy.
Yeah, a little bit.
I like Zone's comp, man. It just feels like it's solid. They have the range with the mid lane. They have the damage and the dive with the Lance on the Yuzong.
Is Zeta gonna play for scaling? Because they're gonna have to concede the first few objectives, right? And
We
then
don't
they'll
wanna
play
play
for late
scaling.
game. Yeah, exactly. In this patch, you don't really want to play scaling, but the carry will be online when it needs and gets the items it deserves.
But then there's a vengeance on the CC.
That's true. But the Lapu Lapu can't contest that much from the objectives as well. So, yeah, it's kind of a paradox right now.
Yeah, it's as if Zeta at some point accepted the fact that they're not gonna have the best early to mid game, and they're just gonna go, "Hey man, let's hold out hope that we're actually gonna be okay. It's the lead is not gonna get uncontrollably large, and that we can keep it close." But that's a big if, and let's see if they can actually get that dream, almost miraculous-like
5
scenario
seconds till the enemy
for the start
reaches the
of this
battlefield.
game number
Smash
2.
them.
Where it seems like Zone
All
have their
troops
eyes set
deployed.
on ending this with a sweep win against Zeta.
Welcome
A
to
2-0
Mobile Legends.
in sight for the Mongolian team. Team Zone closely wiping the slate clean with a 2-0 Zeta. Not the best early game, like we mentioned. So let's see if they can weather the storm and scale to the late game.
That's a big question in the early game, though. It is going to be tough, especially level 1 with Kenny just going guns blazing bright. That's the flicker. Katsu went for the Purify again this game, so won't be able to go for it. Zixora is looking for the puncture in. We'll be able to find a bit of an angle there, but Kenny and Bright will have to back away. And this might be a green cap take. Zixora all alone without the help of the roamer. Kani's walking up now with no revitalize. K walks up. It will just be both teams disengaging.
Yeah, playing selflessly, helping to make sure that that green cap doesn't get stolen. And the emblems so far, weapon mastery for the Kimmy. Nothing out of the ordinary so far, but Bankai pushed back.
You also see there the benefit early on of just having the CC in the gold lane. That could have been a huge threat into the green camp, but then with a quick rotation from K, they were able to block the invade of Zeta. I think it was also just really good understanding by Bright the limit of the Kalei, knowing that he had just a little bit enough of that passive to keep him alive, even though he had to force his flicker out. At least he didn't give a kill away to Zeta.
And Zeta Division actually in the early game has quite strong damage in the mid lane. I mean, the Farsa really contributes that much as well. They were closely taking down Bright.
Yeah.
Bankai needs to check the tennis here. Might be a take, but it's a Yuzong. It's not easy to kill.
Really good wave by Zeta here, holding it in. I don't think Bankai will hit level 4.
Yeah, that's a good freeze to kind of deny that, and they will send Bright down bottom to break the freeze.
Yeah.
The Chalker.
That's a fight. Oh my god, they're doing a lot of damage. 10 is caught first blood to Jun Ichi, but Bright got the kill on the jungle. Zixora with a puncture away from the taunt, and that really halts Zeta's tempo.
Oh, wait. Zora gonna be risky there. I think 10 got way too close. He was excited to get that Mountain Shocker stun off, but Bankai said, I'm in the bush. You really want to do this against me? I get the Yuzhong with my Petrify?
But this kind of breaks the chain and kind of the pattern we talked about that Zeta's early game will not be the best. That Lapu Lapu was able to bag 2 kills, which means it will be quite fast to contest the objectives. Uh-oh. Right? Close by the Katsu. Wings by Wings will save him.
Good save on the Purify, stays patient with it. 10's already walking back up. Zixora gonna build up the stacks. That's a Black Dragon from him. That should be a free turtle already. Zeta Division. That was their window when they had the lead on Lapu.
Not gonna be the fun start the Zeta Division wanted, but let's see if they maybe somehow could. They still have it in them to pull off a surprise pick, but it's gonna be a little bit harder now because Zone seems to be just committing a lot of rotations together as a team. The Kalea and the Lancelot actually doing a lot of work to make sure that Kenny gets farmed fast.
Hand cam by Real Me. As I believe is Zexora's hand cam.
Ooh.
Very, very quick. On the Lancelot. Yeah. Get those blades going. But yeah, so far, Team Zone is able to stabilize that lead that Zeta Division was able to get. But that was only to Junichi. So again, it's Junichi. Always becoming the anchor for Zeta Division. It was in the previous game, it was with the Yuzong, and now with the Lapu Lapu. But let's see, how far can he go with the Lapu Lapu? With the Yuzong, it's very easy to rotate. It's very easy to be close to proximity with your teammate. Because as a Lapu Lapu, you kind of have to stand your ground by yourself. And so it looks like Zeta Division, they kind of want to take down TC, but it's not the best.
Okay, it's going a little bit better here for Zeta Division. Looking at the comparison of the items. Any interesting things that y'all want to point out?
Yeah, CC and Lapu still going for War Axe first. Yeah, I thought the Fury Hammer will be built up first by K and then into the War Axe, and same goes for Junichi here. But it's still just going to be the War Axe rush. I don't know if we're going to see different itemizations later. But Kenny will still be on the Glowing Wand duty. So is Katsu. They're still going to stick with the Glowing Wand. All right.
Wait, I have a question though. Is this just them saying, yeah, it's still okay, or is it them kind of out of touch with the meta?
I think it's because of how the composition looks right now. Like, they just don't have gold on the roamers to build up the dominance quickly. So they still need that early anti-regen from the mid laner, who's getting more gold, so technically faster build-up.
Seems like these two teams also put a lot of priority. Oh, right!
Wow, that is Purify burnt out. But Kenny has to burn out Flicker.
Yeah. And Bright did not come into Tsunami Slam. That was Katsu burning his Purify as a freakish reaction to it.
Yep, turtle tape now. Kani will be close by. And zone out the players of zone. But look at K. So much damage. Black Dragon Form in the back.
It's on as well. Tsunami Sound coming down as well. Dorm Rose, the Retribution with the Petrify. The back bot Kai was able to peel for the team. And that means Kenny is free to hit them all. Even that's low. And K gets the pick on Katsu.
Beautiful front to back from Team Zone. I thought that was going to be the end of them because Bankai was taken down 10. Eyed by Zexora. He's going to go for the bunker.
Oh
my lord.
A little bit of a oohs and ahs from the crowd with 10 being able to get away just in time. And if Zeta Division aren't careful, Kenny is going to have to add an S at the end of his name because he's just going to keep popping heads here with him being able to freely free hit. Freely free hit. Freely hit.
Oh my. Speaking of crowd, we do have quite a bit of a crowd here. Eyeing the wildcard teams. We do have a guy with the Onyx jersey as well. Onyx merch. I think he's looking for Onyx next opponent.
Could be.
He's scouting for the community.
Yeah. Community report. Some way.
And now it's really good stuff, by the way. They don't have a single objective. They haven't been able to trade because they've just gone to fight around these neutral objectives.
There needs to be a lot more talking as well from Junichi and Kani. Similar to what we saw from Zone, where Bankai and Bright seem to be alternating in terms of maximizing all of their crowd control. Zeta needs to do the same thing because it seems like Jun and Kani are just going, hey, we both see an opportunity, so we'll both go for it. But that makes Katsu sad, that makes Muiminet sad.
Gonna have to move as a unit now. Pulse. Wings by wings.
Yeah, I don't know about using the resources on K here. Yeah, the Ben just pops it. That is all. That's 4 ultimates, man. And they get a turret up top? No, just a bit of damage.
Vexora's gonna push it though. Creates a segue play up top, and Bankai will try to camp that purple buff. But
they're gonna get the turret.
Minute,
oh, that's painful.
Yeah, on the 7th minute, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, that's not the trade that you want after getting a high-profile kill like that. It's you being too greedy to try and get a kill to balance things out, but then Team Zone making even a much better macro play across the map, and that is going to mean every objective on this side of the map is going to be a hard time for Zeta Division every time.
Yeah, no control here. Hold on, Turtle, that's going to be the Tsunami Slam, locking him down. K doing a lot of damage against Zexora with the red trip. Petrified Furious dive! Baiting out the Purify from Muiminet. Zexora in the back again punctures away while the backline was distracted by him.
This is so beautiful from Team Zone, so flexible. They have the front to back with the Kimi and the CC, and then they have to dive too with the Lancelot and the Yuzong on Bankai. Look at K just hitting 10, almost beating him to a pulp. So far, Team Zone, they have control, so much control.
Double pump.
That is not going to be good. 10 has been starving and now will continue to starve in this game for buffs and resources. While Team Zone can just keep up the aggression. They're playing the macro really well. Again, we did not get to see the interchange of crowd control from Kani and June. It was just all dive, all go, and that made it easy for Bankai to set things up. Even though there was an initial 2-for-1 lead in favor actually of Zeta Division because of ZXORA's easy dive straight to the back, that lead just immediately went away.
Exactly.
Item build. Bankai still with the Hunter Strike, so not really going for the War Axe. He's gonna need more damage for that. Sky Piercer though, for Kenny. At least he's gonna farm it, but still on 2 kills. Fraction Pulse.
Oh my god, they're gonna go. Whoa! All right, on to Junichi. Yeah, instant AOG. Boy, Minette punishes way too overzealous Bright.
So far, Zixora has been functioning as kind of like a split pusher. With the
Yeah.
Lancelot activating the far lanes, and that kind of makes it a division quite wary of those side lanes. They kind of they have to address a few members up top, down bottom, but so far it's working for Team Zone. Like
Yeah.
they have prio down bottom and then up top too. It's gonna be a slow push building for them.
Yeah, because of the constant split push by ZXORA, it's like they can afford those little, wait, what are you doing, place? That we just saw an
Compensated.
example of. Yeah, they're compensating.
Yeah.
You know? It's part of the game, right? We've always been saying that. It's just trading. Make sure we're getting a good thing if a bad thing happens. So, but maybe they want to minimize the bad things just a little bit. Just a bit
Sometimes
more.
maybe good, sometimes maybe
Not
floppy.
too good, yeah.
Not too good.
Sometimes good, sometimes, well, shout out to the football fans for those referees.
That is a big traction pulse, buddy. If it gets Junichi, your frontliner, that much HP, Kane has
Okay.
vengeance. Weeminet's jumping on it, but he doesn't care. Reload over Junichi. That's an AOG. Oh, no! Kenny's just gonna go for 3 hits, and Zixora jumps the puncture in the back. Weeminet's low! Thorn Rose by Zixora doesn't even need to land the puncture for the reset.
Beautiful reactive flicker from Kenny. Farms down the players of Zeta Division. This Kimmy hurts a lot. Let's take a look at that mid turret taken down. They have the Lord up top too. Win rate prediction by Realme 15 Pro.
That is very generous.
Yeah.
62%,
Oh, there we go.
now.
Okay.
Okay,
Real time.
That's
time.
By Realms.
That's fact right there.
That's a little bit more accurate. Well, for Team Zone, man, they've
Blue team
we
turret
talked about
has been
experience.
destroyed.
The experience of ZXORA alone from Zeta Division's overall experience, and I feel like that's what we've seen this entire series so far, especially in this game after with him on the Lancelot and leading the charge.
And he isn't even that flashy with the Lancelot in this
yeah.
game. He's structured. He's activating the lanes. He's playing it on a much more macro, point of view. Efficient, like you said.
Okay, that's a Tsunami Slam over on Kani. The AOG gets him out of there. That means it's going to be free for Zixora. They jump into the back line now. Purify out from Boy Minette. The Mounted Shocker doesn't land. Zixora still having the resets. Will be able to go on 10. Oh, one more basic attack. But with that, that's enough zoning to get a mid-turret down. Boy Minette able to dash away from the traction pulse 10. Trying to clear the wave here. But if I come in, 10. Oh, what? He jumps in with the Traceless onto 4 of Team Zone's members.
A defensive tool used offensively without any follow-up. That is a misplay
Yeah.
from 10. Not the best series for him, but this game
I think that was a fat finger
engraved
moment.
it even more.
For
Fat
sure.
finger moment. Yeah, might be.
It has to be, right? There's no way you would intentionally dive into 4.
That was definitely more like a 3 than a 10. Sorry, 10. Well, we saw it, got him 4K. Could be jitters, could be experience, who knows? Again, the early to mid game was handled a little bit better by Zeta Division, but then over time it was just Team Zone showing up. Based on everything that we've already seen from game 1, just how well that they've been playing now, Zeta, the recovery here has to be drastic.
Yeah, no purifying movement that. Oh my god, tossed around. Connie trying to survive now, puncture in. They're going to take it as slow as they can. They've already got 2 base turrets, and usually that's enough. But Team Zone want to end the game, I feel. That's a Mountain Shocker landing. Buncash able to escape. Now Connie's become the mobilization as Sora jumps into the back with a puncture again. That's some execution.
Sora
not landing. Connie falling to the Sky Piercer of Kenny, who's now unstoppable. And they are going to stay in the base. Academy in open now. Sora with Zone Rose again. Tsunami Slam over. Kenny is a monster in game 2. A 10,000 gold lead. Bunkai tries to go in, but will finally be punished, and Team Zone will finally be pushed out of the base.
They're gonna have to go back because they have no minion waves pushing for them. They're gonna go for the Lord. The wiser choice. Instead of going and forcing the end up top, it's gonna be defended by Zeta Division. They are still yet to crack that turret wide open for for Team Zone, but they will play it meticulously. They play it slow because they need this win.
It's one of those scenarios where Zeta Division are banking on a Team Zone mistake. That's really the only way that they can get back into this. Of course, if someone from Team Zone has an error, then Zeta needs to capitalize on it. But with the lead that Team Zone has, easier said than done. And I also don't see Team Zone making mistakes at this point in the game. They know they have the lead. They have done everything right so far for, let's say, the past 6 minutes. No errors.
Not at all.
Yep.
And it's a 10,000 gold lead, really, right? Like, it isn't just going to be a mistake. It has to be like 5 members in the fountain type of mistake for this to be turned around. Oh, yikes. This looks like it's going to be the final siege of the game, man. Black Dragon form already, Moimanen. Oh, we still had a lot of damage when he gets petrified. Attraction pulls as well. Zixora in the back zoning him away, kind of doing a good job to fade out the aggro of the Lord up top. But that means the Acer will fall. That's a quicker Tsunami Slam. 10 will fall. That's an AOG. Locking Zixora down. Moimanen still doing a lot of damage. Wait, this could be it. Hold on. But Kenny fully stacked up on the Sky Piercer now. K in the back. Another for Kenny on a triple. Winter Crown by K. As Kenny buys the immortality. Might be looking to stat pad a bit more as Moimanen jumps in. But it will be a clean sweep for Team Zone in the opening match of the M7 wildcard.
Breezing past Zeta Division. The players from the land of the rising sun still dull with their swords, unable to slash down the Mongolian team. That's Team Zone, zoning out Zeta Division.
One thing we were talking a lot about when it comes to Mongolian teams is that they are fearless. They are so brave in the game of MLBB, even though at times you'd think, why? Well, they will show you why. They will get results with it, and that is an incredibly great result to start off the M7 wildcard, a sweep over Zeta Division. I really feel like the leadership of Zixora here, again, the story that we mentioned about him, the growth that he's had from the Lil Gun days back in M5 to where they are now. I like what I saw from Team Zone.
They're looking good, dude. Like, again, this is finally a safe place to say we're getting Lil Gun vibes. Because every time that we see the Mongols, we're like, Lil Gun vibes? Maybe. But this time, they look clean. They know what to do. And is it safe to say Kenny has gotten double MVP now? He's match MVP for sure, right?
He has to be. It's not going to be Kenny, then again, maybe Zixora, but because of him being, as you both mentioned, of being a little bit more precise and technical with his approach on the Lancelot, well, it was Kenny who was more of the linchpin in terms of the damage. Six kills heading into that last fight.
Yeah. Can we give a shout out to the rookies too, right? Bright, Kenny, we talked about them possibly having the stage shooters, and if they don't, it might be the overconfidence that kills them. But so far, they have been playing this very, very meticulously. It was calculated. I think the only blunder they made so far in the series was that bottom side tower dive.
Yeah.
With Zixora leading the charge. So I think that's the captain kind of persuading them to go in and go deep. But other than that, it has been so clean for them. But this is their first test. It's only Zeta Division. Sure, Zeta, compared to other wildcard teams like we talked about, won't really be up top in the rankings. You know, if we talk about Virtus Pro and other teams. But this is a good start for Team Zone. Let's see if they can hold themselves together against better teams later on.
Yeah, and it feels like this is a warning shot to the rest of the wildcard teams as well, that they could potentially face that. When it comes to up-and-coming regions, a Mongolian team is going to be looking at not just solidifying themselves as that, but solidifying themselves as a region to watch out for. That has been the story of Mongolian esports for the past year, actually.
Yes, sir.
In other esports disciplines as well. Is it the year for them in MLBB?
Hopefully. We want to see the other games, and MLBB surely needs to be put on the map there for the Mongolian teams, because I've seen the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Not even the crowd, they're citizens. I'm talking about citizens, like country people in Mongolia share that passion for esports and for MLBB, hopefully.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, I would love to see the same storyline here.
Right?
The crazy finals into a win at MSC maybe next year? I don't know.
That could be like a little story that we watch out for. The Mongolian squad, whomever the representatives will be down the line. But now it's Zone's time to put themselves on the map. In just a bit, we're going to be seeing the MVP. I think it's unanimous it's going to be Kenny.
Yeah.
But there could be a case made for, if it's not going to be Kenny, I'm sure we'll find a way to be able to make a case for whoever it will be if it's
Could
not
be
him.
Bright. Honestly, could be Bright. Bright has done a lot of good things as well.
Yeah, again, it's his there seems to be a major improvement between Bright and Kenny's like coordination
Oh, yeah.
now. Like when I was watching their previous games, they didn't really stand out to me as those two could be deadly. But Bright did a really great job of taking care of Kenny, not just in game number 2, but this entire series.
Yeah, that mid duo is very strong. Let's see. The MVP by Real Me. It's gonna be Kenny.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, double MVP. Last
to
game
back.
we went lightning truncheon on the Eve. Wanted a bit more burst. This game, Sky Piercer is enough.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you get that on 80 stacks, it's enough.
Sky Piercer.
Was that
fine blade.
Bloodwing
Hello.
first, or did he go straight into the Sky Piercer?
I think it was glowing one Sky.
Glowing one and then Sky Piercer.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
That was very good. But we could talk about this. Like, I think it was pretty good from Zeta, or rather from Junichi, to hold himself together and then get the 2 kills. I thought, okay, this might be where they turn the early game kind of, deficiency in like the first place, because they were able to get the 2 kills to Junichi. That turtle was wide open. Sexora was down. Or rather, was still farming. They were able to get the turtle, but they let it out. So there was no window for them to get that.
If there's one thing I'm gonna tell Zeta to really put a little bit more focus on is I will have to double down on the EXP and Roamer, talking a little bit more and making sure the timings of their crowd control are right. I thought I was crazy by thinking about that, but then looking back at the highlights again, it's like, oh no, it actually happened a lot. Where June 1 and Gani would just dive, commit all their crowd controls, and then their backline is not safe at all. That was a lot of difficulty onto Cloud2 as well, who, as we see, this Farsa was very important to their lineup, just could not make it work.
Hey,
that's you.
we got a reaction? Oh my god.
Caster reaction cam?
That's new. I like that. I like that.
Nice. We get caster reactors now. Now we have to be careful.
Now you know that I'm not faking on stream. That's just genuinely how I react.
That's how Mirko is. He is hype. But yeah, I do agree with what Renmar said. Zeta Division, it's a problem where they can't really properly chain their CC.
Yes.
There isn't a chain of CC happening, because that's where you really get the advantage. You lock down a member and then you layer it again with another CC. But for them, it's just throwing everything together at the same member at the same time too. And the moment where they want to go for the second member, they have nothing else. No resources left in the tank.
It's a little bit more like a crowd control hotpot.
Yeah.
Wherein, over time, we realize it's a little bit better if you actually take your time.
With Mala.
Yeah, just like actual hotpot. You don't want to throw everything right away.
Yeah, you don't want to go too spicy. You want to have a good mix,
Yeah.
right? Preferably with 9-0 chef.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I guess Michelin stars.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't say that. Yeah.
By Chef Kenny, cooking katsu.
Does he deserve a Michelin
Ooh.
star? Oh.
That was good.
Ooh, that's a headline right there. Chef Kenny cooking katsu.
Yum yum.
Hopefully someone from back end was
Yeah.
Wait, Kani is the food too, right? Isn't it?
But he's Kenny. Oh no.
No, Kani.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chef Kenny cooked Kani and katsu.
Head chef Kenny and sous chef Right.
Right, yeah. I like that.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it was just really tough, right? For Boy Manette as well. Didn't get to the item power spikes until it was the final fight of the game.
Yeah.
So then you could see the damage, but at that time it's like, bro, I have to deal with so many. My cycle of my ultimate is just the dragon or the lord. You choose one.
Yeah.
Which one do I burst down?
Yeah. I think Zeta, a lot of mistakes, to be honest, needs fixing, and I hope they do fix it quickly. Other than that, though, the item build, not many things changing, but one thing for sure is that they're still sticking with the war axes, the glowing one.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, again, we talked about it. The context of the game is that you need that anti-heal quickly. Whether in a context where you have to build a dominance ice, it takes quite long, right? So for the mid laner, they can really farm quick. Get the glowing one going, get the anti-heal going, and you're good. You're set to go.
All right. We will run down the stats just a little bit more here, but I think it's pretty clear what Zone did right in this game and how they were able to do it, and of course, what Zeta needs to do to adjust. Let's look at the other side of the coin here for Zone, though. It's still not the end of the road for Zeta, and even for Zone. They still have to rack up some more wins if they do want to qualify for the main stage. But what do you think are the things that they need to work on and they need to refine? It cannot just be all about the good things here for Zone.
I think, again, stabilization, not going overconfident, going overboard. But I think we saw that being fixed in game number 2, which is quite good. And I think as well for Zexora, if he is to be put in kind of like a utility jungler, that's where he needs to go to the test. Because so far, he has been playing the assassins. What if he gets target banned? What if he gets to play, the supportive junglers? Can he hold his ground? That's going to be the question.
Yeah, that's a good question, but I think I have a better one. I'm glad you brought this up, by the way, because Bankai, glaring weakness in the laning phase. Saw earlier as well, Junichi and Zeta, if they were more experienced, if they were a better team, they would know how to really punish that level 4 advantage in the XP lane into Turtle 1 guarantee. Bankai did not have level 4. He was level 3 and he was zoned completely and he still walked up.
Yeah.
That was very easily a gank, could have been very easily a punish on Bankai. Even if it wasn't a kill, he would have had to leave and it means Turtle 1 for free and to a snowball with this composition of Zeta.
And in a game where you really need to get the early objectives, having an XP laner completely beaten down to a pulp.
Yeah.
On the early game, losing out on the levels as well.
Especially on
Just
Yuzong.
on a Yuzong too. Not having enough items, adequate items to go to the fight. I think that is where the loophole opens up for Team Zone and they need to fix that quickly.
Yeah. In laning phase, Shikai, in the team fighting, you do see why he is called Bankai. You get to see the value when it comes to the team fighting.
Bankai.
But do you think that's a little bit more on focus on the Bankai to improve on his EXP laning, or can the team, like let's say Kenny and Bright, can they do more to actually help out Bankai?
I think they did. I think Bright was already aware of it, but the individual laning itself, like Bankai, right? Letting the lane get slow, get frozen by Junichi. That happened. That should not have happened on Yuzong. You should just be able to keep it safe.
Yeah.
All right. I just gotta do a really quick thing.
You just
No, just you didn't get this?
But I thought you don't need a visa to get to Indonesia.
Oh no, this is a Visa credit card.
A
Yeah,
different.
so let me just clock this in, and there we go. That is my next big purchase. Thank you so much to Visa, because in MLBB, there's every big play, they start the same way with the small moves that matter, the early rotation, the upgrade, all those things that you try to go for, but those little choices set everything in motion. Similar to me buying something here, I will not disclose what it is, but it costs a lot of money. And when those moments hit, you want nothing slowing you down. That's why your unlocks, upgrades, every step in between, stay fast and secure with Visa.
Renmar.
Yes.
He was reaching out to you.
I was trying to steal it from you while you were talking,
Yeah.
but you never let go of it. And hey, props to you. You're safe. You gotta keep your credit card safe, especially with Visa there, right there, man.
Safe.
This is all brought to you by the official payment partner of the M7 World Championship, Visa. Be the champion you wanna be. Access
Visa back.
everything you need, both
Everything.
in game and beyond.
Man, when I discovered that M7 was going to be sponsored by Visa,
Yeah.
I had goosebumps because Visa is it's a serious brand.
Yeah.
Bro, I have a Visa card. I could bring it out as well, but they were
Yeah.
telling me save it for later.
Yeah, but you know what? You've done multiple M series, so on me, get yourself something nice for your life.
Yeah.
Get yourself something nice
Thank
for your
you,
life.
Benoit.
All right, maybe you could get yourself maybe some skins.
Yeah, I'm
in
gonna-
game.
Get the skins.
Edith skin, what?
Yeah, but this is a free skin.
Oh,
Save up my Visa card.
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Maybe you can finally get that pass. Finally get the figurine
The
that you
figurine.
wanted.
Yeah,
All right, get yourself
exactly.
something nice. All
But
right.
for a skin, I think I'm gonna log in for 13 days between 9th of January and the 31st of January. That's my birthday, by the way.
Whoa.
Server
Oh.
time to unlock Edith's Verdant Night completely free. It's that easy. Don't miss out. Free skins. Hey, you've been talking about Moonton, give us freebies. Moonton, please give us free skins. There you go. Don't forget to log in, because don't complain if you did not log in, because you won't get it if you don't log in.
The SpongeBob skin is free as well, right? You just
no,
play the game.
No, it's
You gotta
not
play-
free.
you gotta play the game.
You gotta work at Krusty Krab.
Yeah,
and then
true.
just
You know
getting
what? That's true.
mentally burned out on a guy wanting 3 pizzas and 2 burgers. It's crazy.
You go to Krusty Krab, expecting Krabby Patty while you were ordering pizzas, man.
Yeah, exactly.
wrong
Ice
with you?
creams,
I mean,
Cokes.
actually, yeah. Why not?
Fried
the Krabby
chicken?
Patty? Yeah. That restaurant game, I have fun with it. I like it.
Yeah.
But it's really funny that for me to get the SpongeBob skin, I have to
work.
turn into a restaurant manager. I have to. Well, I mean, this is life, right? He is the fry cook
Yeah.
of all time.
You guys have seen professional player hand cams, right?
Yeah.
There was this video. I've
Spatula cam?
No, like basically it's a hand cam, but for the burger game.
Oh,
What? So it's like I think this guy's a top global burger game.
What? There's a leaderboard
Yeah.
for it?
He
Oh,
was-
right there. Yeah, you can see like the points.
Yeah,
and
the
everything.
ranking, and he was very quick with it.
Oh my god.
I believe he was using a Realme phone. That's why. But
makes sense.
he was so quick with his fingers, cooking 3 pizzas in under 4 seconds.
Does the AI in the Realme phone also tell him the most efficient path of running the restaurant?
I think so. That might be where
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs got his business model.
Dude, if AI was present where Mr. Krabs had the Krusty Krab, bro, he would literally just be like, SpongeBob, you're fired. we got the robot working now.
Oh no. Well, we made SpongeBob impressions yesterday on rehearsals. Can you do a SpongeBob impression?
I cannot. That's all I can do, right? Well, how do you just go slow with Patrick, right?
I don't know SpongeBob. Yeah, you just break it down. I don't know.
I think Renmar did a beautiful one yesterday.
SpongeBob?
Thank you. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna work on our impressions behind the scenes. We still
We'll
got
be
more
back.
wildcard coming your way. Renmar, Mirko, and Realize here. See you in a bit.
Just a bit, man.
Just a bit.
Ruby 15 Pro M7 official gaming foam.
Fairy games. Spend, play, and win.
embrace all that you are.
Just sizzle. Got a crew so hot, no riddles. It's 0 to 100, no middle. That's right, that's right. When I walk in the room, everybody gotta watch us. R to the I to the S to the E. Gonna shut down the apps if they tryna get past me. You can watch us sizzle. We're making this stuff go triple. It's 0 to 100, no middle. That's right, that's right. When I walk in the room, we rise as one. Got me wild and free. Now watch us.
Gaming foam.
Fairy games. Spend, play, and win.
strength grew weaker by the day.
True power dwells within the spirit. Try to embrace all that you are.
Just sizzle. Got a crew so hot, no riddles. It's 0 to 100, no middle. That's right, that's right. When I walk in the room, everybody gonna watch us. R to the I to the S to the E. Gonna shut down the apps if they tryna get past me. You can watch us sizzle. We're making this stuff go triple. It's 0 to 100, no middle. That's right, that's right. When I walk in the room, we rise as one. Got me wild and free. Now watch us stay fly. Doing it like I do. If you're rolling with me, the best team that unite. When I walk in the room, everybody gonna watch me sizzle. Got a crew so hot, no riddles. It's 0 to 100, no middle. That's right, that's right. When I walk in the room, everybody gonna watch us. R to the I to the S to the E. Gonna shut down the apps if they tryna get past me. You can watch us sizzle. We're making this rock go triple. It's 0 to 100, no middle. That's right, that's right. When I walk in the room, we rise as one.
Ruby 15 Pro M7 official gaming phone.
Fairy games. Spend, play, and win.
last year's M6 World Championship, there was a team from the MENA region called Twisted Minds that twisted our expectations and what we potentially thought could have happened because they almost looked like they could have made it to the knockouts, even though they just missed the mark. Maybe this time, a team from MENA called Axe, once formerly called Ultra Legends, maybe the one continuing that line of twisting our expectations. Renmar, Mirko, Eli is still here for the second match of the day for day one of Wild Cards. They're going to be going up against Guangzhou Gaming, who are coming from a region we're getting close to that timeline of we should start really getting scared about them because they're going to start performing on the world stage, and we got to see a glimpse of that from DFYG in GOF.
Yeah, we've always just been hearing like, okay, China's just gonna get stronger and stronger. Give them a year, give them 2 years. Then after that, and then once we got to the third year, we're like, all right, maybe they're not gonna be strong that fast.
Yeah.
Then they showed up at GOTF, and I was surprised. The fact that Guangzhou Gaming looked stronger in the first 2 games, because they started 2-0, by the way. Like, Danfeng Yaoguai were able to reverse sweep Guangzhou Gaming. It just shows me that Guangzhou Gaming might have a higher skill ceiling than Danfeng Yaoguai. It's just that they haven't really fully tapped into the potential.
Yeah, I've been talking about China being this emerging region. The alibis back then was they're playing with an old patch. They are not used to the global patch, but now it seems like they're exposed to a lot of experiences. And like you guys mentioned, GOTF was one of the turning points for them, finally being able to make it up there and probably just contest for the world stage.
Yeah, the story of these two, it's the clash of runner-ups from their respective regions. We got to talk a little bit about Guangzhou Gaming. Team Axe, again, to remind you, were once former under the Ultra Legends banner, the team that came out of nowhere in the MPL MENA season at the first half of 2025 that took down Team Falcons. They were able to get a chance to defend their championship in the last MPL MENA, but then Team Falcons came back with a vengeance, bro.
Yeah, I remember I was casting that game with Chefin. It was quite late. I think it was 3 in the morning.
Yeah, 3 in the morning.
I told Chefin, it's gonna be a quick 4-0 for Falcons. Man, Ultra Legends shut us down, and they were the ones, deserving of that MSC ticket. However, they did not really make it out that far, but they were still able to put up a fight against Team Liquid PH.
Dude, they were really good. They were surprisingly good for their first international to almost, well, I wouldn't say almost win, but to beat Team Liquid Philippines in a couple of those early fights, neutral objective fights. I was very impressed. I was really looking forward to what the team would build on next season. Yeah. But unfortunately, because they added in a new coach, they added in 2 new additions of like experienced players with Alpha and Speedy, it's almost like they had to take a step back before later on they'll take another step forward to improve.
Yeah, it's sort of like they've had to redefine what kind of team they want to be if they want to keep competing at this level. And it seems like when you look at Guangzhou Gaming also, there's a lot of similarities in terms of their stories. No one really expected them to reach the heights that they eventually reached. Guangzhou Gaming, of course, not a champion in their region just yet, but they put up a fight up against Danfeng Yaoguai in the grand finals of MLBB China Masters in the second half of the second split. I'm trying to recall the exact wording for it. Stage 2, there we go.
Stage 2.
And they were previously Radiant's Legends, so the more you think about it, there's so many similarities between these two in terms of trying to get past expectations, or more importantly, actually the lack thereof of any expectations towards them.
Yeah, I mean, now it'll be their international debut, obviously, in an official circuit. Hopefully, they will be able to perform as expected. I mean, they have Al, who I believe is one of the holders of a gold medal. Yeah, back at SEA Games, so that might add something to their arsenal. Obviously, you need that experience, you need the stage grace, and I think Al will be there to give it to them. But yeah, Guangzhou Gaming, hopefully they have a good debut here.
Yeah, they were almost able to beat Danfeng Yaoguai with the fighter gold meta. In the marksman gold meta here that we're seeing more of, I think Owl's gonna pop off, dude. I think he is the best gold laner in the wildcard stage.
Yeah, we know what Owl has done in the past, of course, alluded to by Realize. Looking at Guangzhou Gaming, Owl, though, might actually be one of the more low-key presences in the team, despite how we what we know what he can bring to the table. Because when you look at the Guangzhou Gaming squad, Cananeo, fellow Filipino, oh, by the way, for Owl, has been a revelation for the team and the MLBB China scene as well. While their EXP laner Modi is someone who is widely regarded by the server as someone with a high potential ceiling. They're looking at Modi as a guy that could be the next big thing from China.
The next Sanford, you would say, but I think there will not be a next Sanford. That guy is just on a different level. But yeah, I can kind of highlight May as well. This guy with his signature Minotaur, 100% win rate on the China qualifiers, and it got banned by the FYG in the final. So this bears the question: will Axe Mena give that respect, or will they test the waters? Right, that's the question.
Yeah. I think for Axe, of course, the more familiar names are Alpha and Speedy. So is it really up to the two side laners to set the tempo for the team, or do we really have, or should we look a little bit more towards Rice Crim, Quanok, and Throwboy?
I think for me, it has to be the trio mid here. The guys who are really the core of Ultra Legends that are now the core of Axe Mena. Alpha and Speedy should just be kind of like the additions, the bonuses that you get on the side.
Yeah.
Speedy's been struggling, like we've been saying, on the Fighter Gold meta as well, so this is going to be very, very interesting to see how that matchup actually gets shown later. Owl versus Speedy, two experienced. They've experienced representing their own nations, one winning a gold medal for SEA Games, the other, unfortunately, only managed to get a third place finish at IESF.
Yeah.
But still, on the marksman, I'd say Speedy's a good player. He's a really, really good player on the marksman.
Yeah. Let's see if we're going to get a favorable matchup for him going up against Owl. So let's look at the keys to victory just a little bit closer, especially now for Guangzhou Gaming. You mentioned May earlier, Realize, and I was reminded earlier today that May is actually one of the first players from China that we got exposed to globally back in MPLI. Was that 23?
Oh my lord.
Way back, it was still X-Nova. Not X-Nova, not X-Nova's a player. Nova. Nova Esports.
Wow.
Shout out to X-Nova from the Philippines, rather. But yeah, Nova Esports, he was there. So there we go. They are the first Chinese MLBB team named after a provincial capital, as RLG eventually found a partnership with the province of Guangzhou.
Let's play a quick game. Other MLBB teams with city names in them.
From
SRG.
other esports?
No, like MLBB.
From MLBB. Oh yeah, SRG. You said SRG.
SRG.
There's none in the Philippines.
I mean, we have Persija Esports in Indonesia.
Yeah, but that was like a long time ago. Right?
No, we still have. They still have that team.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there another MLBB team as well?
Do you have like a Manila Dragons type of
Manila
feeling?
Dragons.
I wish we did.
That would be really cool.
If I had money, I would personally fund Manila Dragons. So, I'm just learning now that there is a little combo that they look at. The Owl Cannon combo forms GZG's backbone. Oh, Cananeo. Oh, that's why it's Owl Cannon.
Owl
That's
Cannon.
cool. That's cool.
Wait,
Now with the cannon.
Owl Cannon. Owl Cannon. What does an Owl Cannon sound like? Ooh, ooh. Is that just like, is that how you shoot an Owl Cannon? Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't know, man.
We're trying to make
Macro
scores
forward
here.
with innovative compositions, emphasizing timing and smart rotation. That's true though. Guangzhou Gaming are very technical with it, right?
Yeah.
They're not really like heavily team fight based, and that's how Tianfeng and Aguay were actually able to beat them.
Yeah.
Purely team fights. They're like, you know what? Let's make it dirty.
Yeah, and when you look at a lot of teams from the China region, there is a lot of that stability, fundamentals. Look at the objectives. No one wants to be overly flashy because it is a team game. It's a 5v5. They strongly believe in the power of 5 will always be way better than one guy being overly flashy. And Guangzhou Gaming does personify that a lot.
Yeah. And speaking of fundamentals, if I'm not mistaken, Guangzhou Gaming also has an M Series winner on their staff. I think it's Ren, isn't it?
Ah, they do?
Yes,
sir.
Bren, yes.
He's back in Indo. El Kabur,
Whoa.
a lawyer as well.
Yeah.
But that's a piece of content in the MLBB esports page, by the way.
Yeah, I
where
saw
he
that.
said, I won't be El Kabur. I will be El Comeback. Because I'll be coming back here to make it back to the main stage of the M Series.
I mean,
El comeback.
I want to say something, but I'm scared.
Then don't say it.
Do I want to say it?
I don't know you well enough to advise
You want to ask PR before you say it? There are a lot of things I want to say, but like, you know, I'm
So,
ready to
I'll
bounce
just say
right
it. So technically,
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
so technically, does he have the last laugh? Because
because Arcus
that's
is
good.
naked.
yeah, and
Oh
then Guangzhou
my
is here,
God.
right? Even if it's wild card, but you know.
I genuinely believe Guangzhou Gaming will make it to the M7 main stage.
There you go.
And that will truly be the last lap
Ah.
if he gets there.
So Coach Ren, Yeah.
Because then he would have made it to M7, M Series so many times.
Yeah.
Spirit last year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Spirit won it with
AP
Brand,
Brand.
AP Brand back in M5. I want to see that. I want to see a big L comeback banner.
L
comeback.
comeback.
Can someone please make that and bring it to tennis indoor? Or not?
Maybe the
bring it
kingdom,
here
maybe
also.
the kingdom could just bring a banner.
Yeah.
Like XRQ, by the way. That's our boy. That's our boy right there. You know.
So a sudden shift was like,
Yeah.
that's her boy.
That's her boy.
That's my goat.
Just like Arcadia, that's our boy.
That's our boy.
XRQ, by the way.
Just to remind them of where they came from. But yeah, that is Guangzhou Gaming, and I think they're one of the teams that I want more people to watch,
Yeah.
to really experience and understand how they want to play, and actually even what I feel like for a lot of Chinese players that you can get a lot of their personality as well from how they play. Although there is one, I will have to revisit who that is. That someone did tell us. I think it was Michelle, where there's someone who's a little bit more low key in person, but in game is just an absolute beast. So let's look at May. Revisit the point that we mentioned earlier, and it is true. He is one of China's earliest MLBB pros and played with Nova Esports at MPLI 2023. He's guided multiple teams. Finally, here on the world stage for the M7 Wild Card, and he just wants to prove that he belongs on the main stage.
So is he technically like the Shifu, you know? Like the teacher of the Chinese players? Because yeah, he's one of the breakout players.
He's one of the OGs.
He's one of the OGs, and yeah, hopefully he sets an example for the other players. But I think MPLI was 2 years ago, 2023, right? And we did not have an MPLI, I believe.
In the last 2 years, yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But that was the only offline MPLI. I got to actually beat them as well. Wait, hold on. Now prediction. Whoa.
Oh.
Hey, this is different. Last time I was the only guy going for like the top team.
We will be joining you because you were correct
Ah,
Okay.
in the previous.
Is that the case?
Might be.
I mistakenly remembered. I thought I said 2-0, but then turns out I did say 2-1.
You can
Perhaps.
adjust it now. You think it's 2-0?
I'll still stick with the 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1.
I'll stick with the 2-1. There is a reason why I wore red today, though.
Okay.
I thought you were
both-
just a fan of BTR, you know?
You wish. Oh no, there was a time where I messaged you saying, "Yo, I like how this team plays." But hey,
then
no,
they choked.
folks. Only you could say that. Folks, both of their logos are red, by the way. Let's just
Yeah.
to get that out. Just
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be clear. No biases here. But yeah, I feel like a lot of what we saw from what Twisted Minds did in M6, there was a point a lot of us were believers, man. We're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they can finally make it to knockouts, a meta team in knockouts."
Yeah.
And then, of course, unfortunately, they just did not get there. They are not going to be the only meta team in M7, of course.
Falcons.
But I don't know, maybe Axe can bring back a little bit of that Ultra Legends magic that you know very well, because they are a team that literally came out of nowhere before Alpha and Speedy came in.
Yeah.
They were a group of friends who got together who said, "Hey, let's try to qualify for MPL MENA." Cut to 2 months later, they're suddenly the champions beating Team Falcon.
Reminds you of a certain other region, you know? Bunch of friends
Getting together.
getting together, playing, and that team made it top 3. That was crazy. Impressive. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to figure out something here. Redmar's laughing.
I don't know if we can mention them, actually. I don't even know anymore if we can mention them.
Mention
It's part
it.
of history, right?
Yeah.
Part of MLB
We're
history.
good. Let's just put up a crown in our heads, you know? Yeah, let's...
Okay.
But to win here, you have to be bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not like let's go. Let's converge and win. I mean, the secret ingredient that Ultra Legends had back then was they were kind of like playing with the nothing to lose mindset. I think because the fact that they were completely, rookies, no-namers, they did have a few names inside of that team. Maybe Rice Cream was one of them, Quanok as well, right? But these were veterans to kind of set things straight for the rookies, for the no-namers. But back then, they still had that nothing to lose mindset. So I think back then was because they had no organization to represent as well.
Yeah,
literally no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. But now you play for an organization that gives out your salary, gives you the benefits. Of course, you want to win. I don't know if that's going to be pressure for them. It's a double-edged sword. Hopefully, they will apply that mindset.
Damn.
The bats.
Lapu Yuzhong right away, and then Juice and Fan. Juice and Fan makes a lot of sense because those are 2 hot picks, very widely contested in China. All XP bans, they want to stop Alpha from being able to play the game.
Alpha, brother, what did you do backstage, man? I met him. He looked chill. But this, I don't know, Guangzhou Gaming are I don't know if they want to first pick XP now after banning all these, or if it's a setup for like a Yi Sun Shin, because technically with the Lapu Yuzong and the Uranus, usually those are picks you would see to zone the Yi Sun Shin away from number one.
But then Axe can just surf to a garage. They still have options.
Oh
my
No! How did we forget?
He is new. He is new.
Okay, but Axe have given that away and they got blind Valentine. Okay, is it blind though? It's Sora. Is it good to take Sora's ult?
I feel like with how fast they picked it, they're thinking, okay, I think we're gonna use a Valentine as a counter for Sora. So this could be theory in practice right away.
It's like another Lucas.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what they thought? Is that the line of thinking right now for the Sora though? It's just think of it like a Lucas.
Maybe.
And then does that kind of I'm kind of far-fetching this, but does that open up a Valentine XP?
I want to float that. Let's float that idea. Let's hold on to that. Fun fact about Kananeo, he was the best rookie of MPL Singapore season 8. He played for Rift Esports.
There you go. So he's not really a rookie. I mean, he's a rookie there, but then he's had a lot of experience as well. Now playing for Guangzhou Gaming, it's a joy. I think it's picked up. This is already very different to what we saw earlier. I think we saw like safer draft, way more experimental. Axe leaving the Sora open, and Guangzhou Gaming building for what looks to be an XP Sora. I thought this could be a flex pick.
Yeah.
That we've been talking about on the back rooms.
Hey, what if that Joy still flex? I know their team's still holding on to the idea of the Joy maybe going XP, maybe even going gold.
Devil United, kid.
I mean, I'll also play Joy Gold, so that is a possibility. It might be flex, but I don't really think that might be the case because they need range. I mean, sure, they do have that dive with the Joy. The Sora too can provide that, but we'll have to see. The Ruby ban, obviously, they don't want that CC to play against the Joy. You need freedom of movement, and that Ruby kind of stops the Joy in its tracks. The Lunox ban too with the Farsa. One last ban for Guangzhou. What will they close out?
Ooh, I mean, it makes sense already to ban out the Ruby, right? They've already picked up Yi Sun Shin, but I think right now it looks like Axe can still pick up a normal gold laner here. I think the Harith could still work against the Joy, so personally, if I was Guangzhou Gaming, I would ban out the Harith.
I don't want... I mean, even though I'd want to see more range for Axe, Ranger would have a terrible time here.
Yeah.
I think the Joy and the Source already there. Alcalea would have routed out the draft off for Rome. Axe still has... if they want a solid front, honestly, High Loss is not a bad pick. It's pretty solid. That quick little stun will actually be able to do a lot against the Joy and Sora.
Yep, I like that. I mean... Yeah, I think the Hylos makes the most sense. You need a point-click stun against the Joy here. But if you want a safer choice, usually it's still the Gato Kacha that's still upper grabs. And they will go Gato Kacha. They'll flex. Well, they'll try to hide the pick. I guess trying to get a winning matchup here. So Guangzhou Game may actually try to snatch away the Harith. But it's going to be quite bad. Axe have an Esmeralda already. Could be flexed into the gold lane. Could be a winning matchup, and Axe can play from there.
Let's just see. Yeah, if they pick up that Harith, it's a very hard matchup against the Esmeralda down in the gold lane.
Is this a winning matchup though? The Esmeralda against Sora XP? How's that matchup? You know?
I haven't seen enough of it to actually form an idea. And I think it's all these flex options that's wrinkling my brain right now.
Yeah.
Because even this Hilda, historically in China, it's played Rome. Because they put so much importance in being able to pressure the opposing jungle that it might just go there.
Lord.
It's a Sora jungle, gold lane Joy.
Yeah, it has to be. But then, does it fare well up against the Esmeralda? If this Esmeralda is going to be flexed, I don't think it will be.
Should be Harith.
Yeah. They should just go Harith because it's up against a Joy. You're going to have a field day down bottom.
Yeah, it looks pretty good too for Axe because then they have a very rounded up, very well-rounded composition.
Yeah, they need the dashes. Even though some really good fast basic attack would be good for them. Whoa!
Wait, I thought about the Phobius in my mind because, up against the Arlet, but...
Do they have enough burst?
Yeah, exactly. Only the Yi Sun Shin though.
These are going to be some long, scrappy team fights. But in terms of the damage, yeah, Guangzhou Gaming on paper just has significantly more with the Sora. Actually, everyone on the lineup of Guangzhou Gaming is just can burst people down.
Dude, it's so funny because before this, before the draft, we were talking about how Owl, Speedy, marksman heroes, you know, we want to see them on marksman, and then they're like, yeah, nah.
Nah, we're good with that.
I'll be playing off-roll.
We're gonna stick with the fighters. We will pack up a lot of damage. Interesting drafts, and I think this is what we were expecting a little bit more when it comes to the wild cards with the new patch setup. Unique picks, fighters for both, and I feel like this could be a very joyous occasion for all of us. But it is gonna request a lot of technical mastery between our players. It's series number 2, game number 1, Guangzhou Gaming versus Axis China versus Mena.
Hey, it's wild card for a reason. It's wild.
Sora Gold!
Sora Gold.
Huh? Owl's on Sora!
Okay. Oh, okay. This opens up a lot of things, right? Because yeah, obviously number 1, you don't really want to go up against the Esmeralda, or rather the heroes being thrown at that. But yeah, so far the Sora Gold. To be honest, I don't really see much of a sample size of this Sora in the gold lane, but they're gonna go and invade this orange buff.
They're doing it up so quickly. Quanok's able to pick it up now. Oh no, they're gonna be caught. Canonale caught in the bad spot. Will be able to dash away. Throwaway walks to Speedy. Flickers in. Owl gets away. But Quanok follows in. First blood over to Axe Mena.
That's bad. That's very bad. The Sora shut down early, and Quanok will be able to bear the fruits of his labor, stealing that orange buff. It's gonna add more clear for him, obviously, more damage too, and he gonna win for Innovate like this.
Mason Khan actually has the push. Canonale walking up again. Will be able to get 2. Dude, I know we were expecting brawls, but this is crazy.
This is the wild cards I was asking for.
Red
bro.
bar stands corrected. It's gonna be scrappy.
Solo kill down below Modi.
Let's go and just fight after fight. That's what I'm looking for when it comes to the wild card. Don't be afraid to stretch the possibilities of the meta, despite how people might say it looks messy. Well, it looks fun to me, and I'm enjoying so far. But at some point, they will have to slow down once the objectives are up. Especially now for Axe, they need to help Throwboy recover with the fact that he could not get his own orange buff.
Oh my god, what is that damage, dude? Just, he didn't even use the Heaven's Wrath. That was just, oh my god.
Yeah, that was a Sora cosplay.
Is this the same Lucas Valentina situation again we got a few months ago? Last him at the taunt.
Yo, Modi's getting picked off here. Final slash that out too. Revitalize coming down as well as Modi's able to go for the reset. She now overturn! And they turn it around. Modi jumps back in over to Speedy. Flickers out to save this Canonale.
Modi
gets the killing spree. It's a shutdown for Speedy as he runs back away. Canonale. I don't think the rush. Yeah, I don't think they want to go for it.
We need to take a breather. Yeah. This is fast-paced, high tempo. Minute number 2. Ow. Solo kill.
Still going.
Under the turn. Hey, limit testing. Limit testing.
Testing.
Yeah.
That is our keyword for this game number 1. But as we got to see, when it comes to the big team fights, Guangzhou's gaming's damage is a problem for Axe Mena. Together as a team, when Axe Mena gets set up, it's not good for them.
Oh, now it's gonna. Okay, Rice Cream just gets taken out there by Mei and X Ying.
You know, what we were talking about when it comes to teams from China and their slower, more methodical playstyle.
Yeah,
I like how Guangzhou just completely changed the expectations of a Chinese team.
Tone it down and really stepping their foot on the gas. That's gonna be a War Axe pickup, I believe, for the Sora. For also still that handy item for most fighters now, as they try to converge to the mid lane. They want to fight and brawl this out again. Quanok is level 6, and that's going to be a Genius Wand pickup for Canonale, who is, by the way, 3-0. This Joy will sting.
So that could be the angle. That's why maybe the Joy gets picked up so early by Guangzhou Gaming. They feel like maybe with the Genius Wand change, it has made Joy so much stronger earlier in the game.
It seems like since they do have the umbrella and... Oh, wait.
Canonale's on one off back now. AOG coming down as well as Modi's going to be knocked down. Shoulder bash. Modi taken out by Quanok and Throwboy together. But Quanok has already used the ultimate. Oh my god, Owl! All into the back line. Won't be able to find it. That's all. Not the... Yeah, it looked flashy. It looked good.
Yeah, the Stormbind was perfect, but Axe Mena just had the counter locked in right away. So Guangzhou Gaming, what they have in damage, Axe Mena has in crowd control. There's just so much. Actually, all members of Axmena have some very substantial crowd control that can mess up the team fight flow for Guangzhou Gaming.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. 1v1 up against Speedy. I don't think he's gonna go and commit to the kill. But up top, they are munching on that turret plate and the turret itself. Let's see if Axe
Blue
wants to
team
go in for
turret
more.
has
So
been destroyed.
this bears the question: is Sora now the enabler for more Valentina picks? Because so far, this Valentina looks very strong with that ultimate.
Yes, it does. It's confirmed. Because even the Thunder Wrath of a Valentina Sora cosplay hurts like crazy.
Oh my god. Yeah, they're just battling it out. I think for Guangzhou Gaming, this composition really... Oh, there we go. He's just going to use it. It relies heavily on a combo. Like, that has to be comboed in together with a Joy walking up, with a final slash from Modi as he jumps all around with a vengeance. Then it will look good. If not, if it's only like 2 members like earlier, then you just see them use the combo and then get completely destroyed.
And gentlemen, there have been 15 kills in the first 5 minutes of this game.
Wow.
Radiant Armor Rush here for Rice Cream. Good itemization.
Deleted.
Wow, that was a too easy kill there onto Throw Boy.
Yeah. The Genius Wand really helps it as well. Kanoneo will not stop anytime soon. 4 and a 0. So we'll see. Guangzhou Gaming, I think hard to really achieve their win cons in the team fights. We haven't really mentioned as well how, you know, the Phoveus gets a lot of reset as well.
Yeah.
Especially with the Arlet and Frey. But again, I think the Joy will be kind of like the building block, the foundation for Guangzhou Gaming if they want to go and win the fights. Because this Joy kind of has access to the backline without anything stopping it. Maybe just the Gatot Kacha, but it has to be a telegraph taunt that has to be timed. So yeah, Guangzhou Gaming still have that win con in Kanoneo.
At this point now, though, I think Owl needs to step up and being able to deal more damage. Because of the threat of the Joy, Axe was forced to build a lot of early Radiant armors. There is a Dreadnought armor, at least one, but now it's Owl's time to deal the burst.
Does he have enough? That's the question, though, especially against Speedy. Speedy already flickered out.
Yeah. Well, let's see. This hurdle might be a catalyst for more fights that might happen. Quanok has the stolen ultimate. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, the AOG coming down as well, but Owl's gonna go for the Heaven's Wrath. Quantum's not caught in the back spot. Will be taken out by a big bomb. XG in the midst of it all. Dark Wave landing on 2. Kanoneo looking for the cleanup now with the electrifying beats, but won't be able to find the right target. It's a 1-for-0 trade right now.
And I think they found the formula. If they can isolate Quanok in a situation, burst him down before he activates the ultimate, I think that's gonna be the win con for Guangzhou Gaming. Final slash!
Yeah, not enough damage to get Speedy low at all. Like, this is gonna be a problem for Guangzhou Gaming. No one can kill Speedy. He's unkillable. Throw Boy walks up. Gotta be careful here.
Yeah, they don't have the right damage profile to deal with this Esmeralda.
Alpho?
Wow.
Look at the Phoveus go.
Hey man, he's
Look
doing
at
a
it.
lot. Flicker out for May. Respected the right wave. That's him out to try to go to the final slash on 3. But Kanoneo gets bursted down now. Again, Owl jumps in the midst of it all. Won't be able to get enough damage. Heaven's Wrath as well. Not enough. Quantum's still there. Alpho still wreaking havoc, and now they go in onto Owl under turret. Alpho is on a killing spree.
Wow, this Phoveus was quite a sleeping giant in the first few minutes, but come minute 8, this Phoveus is crazy again. Reset for days for this Phoveus.
Yeah, Guangzhou Gaming, because of how Axmena drafted around the Phoveus and the Esmeralda, the damage that they deal in burst does not do well against 2 of the best heroes that handle long team fights, that can really stretch out the fight. And we see it sequence after sequence.
Uh-oh, final slash over the Speedy. Mount of Shotgun Quantum with a jump brings them all back. Kanoneo with the right try. He's still doing a lot of damage over the Throw Boy. We get her terrified in. It will be Throw Boy getting out with a sliver of health as Ice Cream runs away. Owl still into it all. Getting help with the stun. Speedy with the flicker in. What a long battle it is. And it is Axmena who comes out on top, not even losing Speedy.
What a fight! Beautiful showing from Axmena, layering the CC together and then going front to back, completely isolating each member of Guangzhou Gaming. They will take that mid
Blue team turret.
tier
Blue team
2 turret,
been destroyed.
but so far it feels like Guangzhou does not have enough damage to take down Axmena. Modi might want to do something, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And this Kagura pickup to be honest, it seems irrelevant now because they need some
Yeah.
sort of big combo. I
Yeah.
think it was about to be with Owl, but nothing has been crafted so far.
Yeah, the window that Guangzhou Gaming had in the early to mid just got completely shut by Axmena, again, because of all the crowd control they had. And Quanok's Terrify has been a sleeper hit for a lot of these team fights.
Yeah.
Add to that, all the crowd control that Axmena has outside of the Valentina, every team fight for Guangzhou Gaming is so demanding. They have to use all of their ultimates, their entire kit just to make it work. While Axmena, again, because they can stretch it out, they can conserve some abilities here and there, save some dashes, save some crowd controls, which just works out very well for them in the end.
With a 7,000 gold lead, I don't know, man. Owl seems to have his wrath defensively to escape. It's not a good look. Now the Shocker landing. Oh! What a combo to the back. Throwaway gets caught. Under turret, Alpha takes the Infernal Pursuit. Under turret gets caught by the Electrifying Beat. Quantum walks back of an Owl. Is doing so much damage. Flickers out away from the Heaven's Wrath. And all of a sudden, the gold lead has dropped.
It is complete pandemonium in the Land of Dawn. They're fighting it, juking it out until the end of the Earth. And it seems like Guangzhou Gaming, they see that win con, right? They see that if they can pull one combo, it feels like it could be where they turn things around.
Yeah. They really need to look at the Modi now to be the centerpiece of the comeback. That, again, I don't think it's too demanding to ask, actually, for Modi to just land it on the final slash. The formation of Axeman, again, they're not playing around a lot of range. It's mainly the Yi Sun-Jin, and he doesn't have the best range even. That there's a strong chance that Modi can just final slash Axemena yet again and then set up Guangzhou Gaming for big burst.
Let's see, let's see. I mean, so far, the question is even if they land the combo, I mean, they were able to pull it out, but that was under a, base turret, right?
Oh, that's true.
But this time around, if they are able to pull out a heavy CC combo, where does the burst come from? I mean, Kanoneo can run around, but, he can do so much because you have Rice Cream who's going to be peeling for his teammate there, just catching the Joy off guard. They need that burst damage coming in from Owl or maybe Kanoneo if he gets the electrifying beats going.
Yeah.
If not, then it's just going to be another CC and then one, right?
I also want to see Mage try to go for Quanok a bit more. Not like this, though.
Now the Shocker AUG as well, on him down. That's a good final slash to the back line. Throwing his way away as Kanoneo walks in like my bingo, doing so much damage. Alpha still alive, doing so much more as Owl has to flicker away. Speedy goes in for the chase on the flicker. That's going to be the peel from XG when he gets caught with falling Star Moon. CC immune away. Speedy's too darn tanky. 1 for 1.
Well, there you go. I mean, Guangzhou Gaming still able to hold themselves together. But man, Xmena, it seems like, windows are opening, loopholes are opening for them for a possibility where Guangzhou Gaming might turn things around. Genius One purchase for both players now, Kanoneo and also the Valentina. So more damage, obviously, but it seems like Guangzhou Gaming, they're waiting for a big moment to happen.
That might be the item that actually turns the tide in favor from Guangzhou Gaming if they get the setup yet again. Now Axemena. Speedy and Alpha should go down a little bit faster now.
They're going to go for the blitz. On the Lord, Speedy's walking up. Kanoneo is looking for one member. It's a throw boy. Oh man, he goes in for the trace and then he gets killed instantly by Kanoneo. That's X in the back, able to find a kill over to Quanok. May still escaping. Falling Summer is a land. Owl is going through. Rice Grim. Only the fighters left. Well, technically a tank on the Esmeralda.
No way, Xmena. They threw off a big lead, and now it's going to be Guangzhou Gaming playing the game finally. After 13 minutes, they're going to get the Lord Speedy.
Uh-oh, falling Star Moon lands on Speedy. But even at this point, Guangzhou Gaming know they cannot burst Speedy.
Yeah.
All they need to do is ignore the dancing lady. Go for the backline.
Yeah, look for everyone else and you'll be fine. And just as expected, the Genius One pickups just in time was the difference maker this time around. But I like that extra bit of change where it was, instead of going for the Focus and Esmeralda, just look for Throwboy right away. No wonder Kaneo's been widely regarded in China as a player to look out for.
And this is... go on, Miracle.
Can I just say, this reminds me of not an AP brand friend, not a Team Spirit brand. This reminds me of a TNC brand.
Right. The more unique ideas.
Complete chaos as well.
Yeah, chaos, the unique takes on the game. Guangzhou Gaming now putting the pressure onto Axe. The pressure's not for kills, it's just slowly push Axe back. They're not going to be able to take the turret, though.
Yeah. They go for the purple buff, they'll be able to take it. I think right now, Alpha just needs to peel for Throwboy. They just need to fully peel. Let Speedy do his thing. The rest of the team needs to just play for Throwboy.
Yeah.
And prior to this period, nobody really played in the side lanes so far, right? They've been ganging up together, looking for fights, and the turrets both up top and down bottom taken down by X-Mena is also due to the fact that they were able to activate the Lord, plus looking for fights in the orange jungle side of Guangzhou Gaming. And now is the time where, if they want to activate the side lanes, this is the perfect time, because now Guangzhou Gaming, they have a bigger breathing space. They're now able to step foot on enemy territory as well, pushing out the side lanes now. And I think Sora will do quite a good job as well at that. They're not going to be ganging up together as much, looking for crazy fights. This is where they can activate the macro game, because we haven't seen much of that in the past 14 minutes.
Yeah. Add to them being able to do a little bit more for the macro. In terms of the team fighting, I like the Guangzhou approach of actually splitting it up. If it's not Modi splitting up the formation with the final slash, it's Kanoneo forcing Ice away. Winter Crowd picked up by the Joy now means he can do that more. Even more aggressive plays, looking straight at Throwboy or Quanok, trying to take them down, which forces Alpha, Rice Cream, and Speedy to get close, which then sets up for Modi with the final slash.
Yeah. Safety is #1 priority, obviously. Joy, or Kanoneo, is kind of the backbone now for Guangzhou Gaming in terms of damage. And he needs that safety. He needs to be able to output the damage in a safe way as well. That Winter Crown will come in handy if needs be. To be pressed. Immortality though for Speedy. Speedy so far has been deathless, 11 assists as well. The Esmeralda, super hard to kill.
Holy
but then,
crystal.
Guangzhou Gaming has proven that you don't really need to kill the Esmeralda.
Yes.
You can look for other members, like how they were able to gang up on Throwboy, isolate him, cut him off, Quanok as well. The same thing happened to him. So if they're able to take down core members, you can completely just deny Speedy, because Speedy has been the one just carrying X-Mena in the long drawn-out team fights.
Yeah, I think you said the key word there where, yeah, we're seeing a lot of 5v5s, but you see the little moments of isolation that Guangzhou gets to find.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's a big falling star moon. Over on Xing and Modi. Trying to go for the kite now. All jumping to the back line. Won't be able to find any damage. And Speedy goes way too far. Speedy forcing out the flicker. Now the AOG to come off. Uh-oh. All found in the bad spot. They can be all inning on him. Quantum jumps in as well. Taking very low. Try beast! Kanoneo! With 2 in the back. But Owl will fall as well. That's a 2-for-1 now. Speedy goes in again and again. Never really stopping.
Wow, there's a reason why Vren says in his statement that Kanoneo is the backbone of his team. Look at him doing things like this.
Fully stacked up now. Let's find beats as well. Winter Crown already used up by Alphos. The Tom doesn't land. Alphos getting shredded down. Dark Wave already. Kanoneo still going through and even through the Esmeralda shield. They won't be able to get him out. So pushing him out top lane. That's Alpha jumping in. Final slash brings them back. Alpha down. Speedy will finally lose his life.
Wow. What a fight, Redmar.
Hey,
How it works.
count on Coach Vren to make a superstar out of a Filipino Kanoneo this time around.
Wow.
9-2-7. And he's locked in every time with the Throwboy and Quanok.
Throwboy cannot walk up, dude. There's no way. This has to be free unless Rice Cream pulls a mirror. Oh! Cancel on the AOG. Another one. No. 2 cancels, and that's all they get. Kanoneo! The Wishing Lantern almost took him down. Modi, you gotta play it safe, boys. You got a Lord in the mid lane.
Yeah, a few changes to the Wishing Lantern as well. You know, 1,000 damage now to pop the butterflies, but still, it stings. And for the first time, we hear cheers coming in from the crowd.
They're enjoying it.
Yeah, they're enjoying it. We're enjoying it as well. 19 kills and 17 kills as well. 18 minutes. This is the longest game so far we've seen. And the wild cards, the Lord marches in the mid lane.
Both surprised and not surprised. Ultimately, incredibly satisfied with what I've seen so far in this game number 1. Almost 20 minutes of fighting.
Throwboy so low. That's Ying. Oh my God! Kanoneo! Again, now pops in with a crown. Quanok's gonna be taken out by May. And Canoneo still alive. He has immortality now. He doesn't care. Alpha goes within the crowd. They're gonna all in onto him. Now the immortality down. Wave in the bottom lane pushing in as Canoneo finally falls. Owl trying to deal out a little bit more damage as May again clears out the waves. And Owl, Ying, and Modi have finally dealt with Alpha. It's just Speedy left. It's a long, drawn-out battle, but in the end, it is Guangzhou Gaming who stand victorious only with Rice Grim left.
Welcome to the wild cards. Welcome once again to M7. Guangzhou Gaming and Axe put on a show for everyone, and GZG takes game number 1.
Classic M-Series Mobile Legends. Classic Mobile Legends we see occurring in the wild card.
It brought M1 back.
Yeah. The vibes are insane. Everyone is cheering for the teams right here. Guangzhou Gaming, what a comeback. They were completely down under in the first 14 minutes. Complete fighting left and right.
There are Indonesians in the crowd cheering for Canoneo. Real recognize real. And I like what you said there, vibes. This game was just vibes all around.
You know that song that you just don't understand the lyrics to, but you're like, yeah, this is a bop. This is the game right here. And yeah, they've definitely gained a lot of new fans here in Indonesia.
Canoneo, man. Again, I would like to reinstate Ren in an interview said that Canoneo, this guy is the foundation, the backbone of Guangzhou Gaming. And he shows that again. Had it not been for him, I mean, sure, the other players did have their own moments. Modi with the final slash, and then the peel coming in left and right. Owl did not have a strong game as a Sora. He was instead giving that Sora as a strong tool for Quanok. But still, they made it to the finish line. That's what matters, right? But man, Canoneo, insane joy showing, especially now with the Genius 1 buff.
Oh, that is sweet image we're seeing. Crowd. Of course, GZG going wild. Coach Ren happy as well.
Man right there.
That's the man. From the Filipino Canon to the Filipino Canoneo. My goodness, what an explosive game. I woke up again. Not gonna lie, that was great. Thank you. That was only game 1. Hopefully we get to see more. I would not mind if the next 2 games are just like that.
Coach Ren?
Just more of like that.
Yeah.
That was insane.
So what do we think about that game though, right? Like, I mean,
It was messy.
It was scrappy, you called it.
Yeah, it was scrappy. It was scrap after scrap.
there was an 8,000 gold lead at one point.
Yeah.
Where did that go?
Gone.
Yeah,
Complete.
It got. Oh yeah, at one point there was an 8,000
Yeah.
for Axe Mena, and then GZG
God.
turned it around.
I think the
Wild card,
turning
baby.
point
Wild card.
was that final slash in the base.
Modi.
They got that moment. It was Modi, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
W for Modi to turn things around, and then they stacked up on X-Mena. They ganged up on them, and they got the kills. They got the gold. Don't forget as well the shutdowns, the bounties
Yeah.
that X-Mena had. Also, kind of funnels the gold to Guangzhou Gaming to get their items going.
That was a 5,000 gold swing then.
Yeah.
Because it went to just a 3,000 lead in favor of Axe Mena after they got almost wiped out in the base of the play that you mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a massive moment. I think Modi, hopefully we get to highlight him.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the MVP is going to end up being Canoneo here.
It has to be kind of nailed.
But Modi set it up. And we were saying that it was the Arlot, it was his final slash that would be one of the main conditions to set it up for them because of the formation Axis forced to play being a little bit more close together.
Yeah, I think the thing about Arlot is that even if it loses in lane against Phoveus, right? That was a bad matchup for him.
Yeah.
The Arlot never stays irrelevant in a game, right? A single final slash can change things around even if they were far behind. It's different with the Kagura because I don't think there was a a harmonious combo they could pull, maybe only with Owl, and Owl was having a bad game.
Yeah.
But I think with the Arlot, single-handedly opened up other layers of setups for Guangzhou Gaming.
Yeah. He set up even more set up potentially for GZG. And we're getting teased a little bit here. There we go. There's our MVP, Canoneo. Lots of new fans for him. He's definitely gonna get a highlight package over on our social media pages.
Oh yeah, dude. He was everywhere, literally. And hey, to bring up a point that you brought up when you were talking about the Sora, realize he's the type of hero that can go 1-5 and still be useful, right? I mean, I was having a horrible game. He died under turret as well in limit testing here, but it doesn't matter. In the late game, he's still him, bro. I'm waiting for the nerfs. I'm just waiting for it, bro. Like this is another case of like Lucas Suyo when it was released. Oh man, is it busted?
Well, this Joy was unstoppable, to say the least. I mean, in the end of the day, or rather, in the last stretch, that base push, he did get shut down, but it didn't matter. And now the early game, right here, we saw getting shut down by Quanok, and Quanok also got the orange buff. That was a good setup. But the thing is, there wasn't enough damage as of now yet for Guangzhou Gaming, and hence they can't really follow up the setup. They can't really follow up the the execution, the CCs. But then you see X-Men are kind of shaking a bit, and that is where Canoneo was able to farm a few kills, 4 kills. And I think Canoneo was also the one kind of keeping Guangzhou Gaming in the game. And yeah, the rest was history.
I think we also got to see here a live in-game adjustment from GZG where they realized, wait, there's barely anything we can do with this Phoebus and Esmeralda. So what happens if we remove their damage meter? What happens when Throwboy is suddenly gone? What happens if Quanok is forced to already use the ultimate that he stole away from the Sora? Next thing you know, oh wait, those two are just holding the front for the other two, so we focus on them instead.
Yeah, that isolation we talked about, right? That is a very, very good last-minute adjustment that they finally realized in the end of the team fights that was happening. Why do we have to fight for the Esmeralda? Why do we have to fight the Phobius? Let them be. Let them do their own thing. Let them do whatever they want to do. We will look for Throwboy. We will hunt down Quantum. We will chase them to the ends of the earth and get the kills. And they did just that. Speedy was quite menacing, I think, in the last few phases. But yeah, there is so much that an Esmeralda can do, right? I think it can chase down the Kagura, but what about the Arlen? What about the Joy that can always run around rampant? So,
Flex, man, you deserve that. Hey, he caught us all. He caught us all reaction. I want to validate an idea though that I like that Axe brought out. Valentina.
Yeah.
Who knew? Just treat the Sora like a Lucas. You pick the Valentina, and the Valentina was one of the biggest problems majority of the game.
Yeah, but once you got to the portion of the game where you can't be the one walking up, dude, you can really see the value of the tanky items on Sora compared to the items that Quanok went for.
Yeah, and this begs the question, did Guangzhou or did X-Men open up the Sora so that they could test the Valentina?
I think so.
Right? You get the counter, and back to your point. I think the transition from the Sora is very good. This is the reason why this hero is also kind of busted, because if you are ahead, you can build damage. You can go in and just burst players down, but if you're behind, you are still useful, you are still relevant, because you then can transition into tanky items, and then you go for your second mode, where you're kind of tanky, you have CC, you're still contributing to your team.
Yeah, but it's crazy though, even though he went for more of a defensive build, even though War Axe, BFB, and Queen Swings all have value in terms of being able to dish out a little bit more damage, and there is adaptive attack as well on that Winter Crown, he still hurt like a truck. Yeah, and every time he would use the Wrath, it was nuts. It was. I get now a lot of people are saying he's busted.
Moonton, please.
You know what?
Heaven's Wrath is
I'll give Moonton some props here. If they did nerf War Axe, oh man,
it would have been worse. It would have been worse.
Thankfully,
thank God.
He was 1-5. If he got War Axe, the previous one, 1-5 to 5-5 real quick. But because it was 1-5 and a late War Axe, he had to wait for Queen's Wings, and then you saw him boom, go for the Heaven's Wrath.
Yeah, the spell vamp was really felt more once that Queen's Wings came in. Wow. Again, pleasantly surprised with what we saw. We expected it with the lineups, but not in such a explosive way that was delivered by these two. Well, now though, I think we look at Axe and what could have gone much better for them. Was it really just one play that changed it, or were there things that they were doing or were not doing that eventually led to them losing that massive lead and losing the game overall?
Well, I think they were just clumping up together so many times. They could have just played the long lanes. They could have, split up and looked for possibly pickoffs or possibly activating the side lanes. But the matter of the fact is that they clumped up together so long when they knew damn well that Guangzhou Gaming relied on that window. They had the Arlet with the final slash again. The CC was just too many for X-Men to deal with. So when you clump up like that, you're bound to be done in a single moment.
They were baited, they were reeled in to play that chaotic game. Because like for Axe, especially when they have a lead, they should just play it disciplined. They should play it slow, but the pace was just too much for them to handle. Because Guangzhou Gaming, while they were behind, they kept on looking for these, honestly, stupid quote-unquote fights, right? Because those fights you shouldn't take, but it brought Axe to feel that pressure, to feel that pace, and it reeled them in for the comeback to happen. So Guangzhou played their cards perfectly.
It's as if they were playing a little bit more of a tricky long game.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because considering the longer team fights that benefited Axe, it's like as the game went on, GZG started seeing more things about the Axe gameplay. It's like, wait, as you mentioned, they're not taking care of their lanes enough. The minion waves are pushing out a little bit too deep. Hey, we can make the most out of that. So, again, interesting. That was only game one. Let's see if we get to see more of that. And earlier, we started this off with a flashback to M6. Let's do a little flashback again to M6. Remember Fairy? Yeah, our nice, awesome partner with watches. Well, right now, you have Fairy games available. Play MLBB 1v1 and win up to $20,000.
Hey,
Playing 1v1 MLBB.
I might just be the champion. I completely smashed Ranger Amas from the Indonesian desk earlier today. On a Sora 1v1, I completely dominated him. So yeah, I might go home with that 20,000K.
Do you want to say that with us around?
You saw with
Yes,
your own
exactly.
eyes.
Oh, he's talking about the most deaths.
No! Ouch. Ouch.
You did get that first blood kill on.
I did. First blood.
He got one. He got one. And you guys can get 20.
20. You want to process 20,000.
I can't because I wanted to mix it with one, but maybe I could have just said 1 plus.
Yeah.
19,999, but
20K.
20K. That's
No numbers, am I right?
Yeah,
So
I
scan
hate
the QR code on your screens for more information. Download the Fairy Games app, all on the available app stores that you have on your devices. And hey, who doesn't love even more free stuff? We're generous. Every M series, MSC, we
Free,
give away
baby.
a lot of free stuff. So
at
here's
this.
another one. It's a free Got the
Do the
Cat
pose.
skin.
Do the catch pose.
Where is it?
What's the pose?
I don't have the muscles. I do.
And we can edit it and post.
Yeah,
I
then
think,
we can use the real me AI.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna need some insane machine AI learning to.
I thought Gatot Kacha had the biggest arms, but I think Sora now takes over.
But that's not fair because
Yeah,
his arms are
Magical.
Monster
magical,
arms.
Yeah,
Got to work for it.
exactly.
And you have to work for this though. You can only get this once you hit level 45 on your M7 pass. So make sure you level up, claim your reward. And how do you level your M7 pass? If you're rich, then you can just buy your way to the final level.
That's true.
Use the Visa card.
Use a Visa card with that. Or play the game more. It's actually
Play
not that
more.
difficult. It's not that difficult to like progress through it. If you
Yeah.
play at least like 5 games a day, if you have time for 5 games a day, you make significant progress.
Yeah, and if you're really good or really bad, that means 10 minutes per game.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
a total of 15 minutes a day, level 45, easy.
Easy.
Less than an hour progress? Come on.
Done.
Come on. Everyone wins during the M series.
Did
So-
you guys see the Gatot Kacha graffiti?
Yes,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
saw the
Beautiful.
Yeah, the mural. Is it graffiti? Is it mural?
The murals.
Yeah, murals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually not just in Indonesia. I think throughout Indonesia, Philippines, I'm not sure if any participant country has
Wow,
more than at least 5 murals spread out across the country.
dude.
Because we have, I think, more than
We have
10 or 15
I
in the
think we
Philippines.
have 12
spread out.
locations in Indonesia.
We have
Oh, 12 in
Yeah.
Indonesia.
We
I think
are
there's
going
10
to be visiting, I think, a few of those. So we're gonna. You know what? We should get a picture with every mural. It's like a collection.
worldwide.
Okay, that's a bit tough because we're working here. I don't know if we can make it out.
Yeah, hopefully we
worldwide.
can collect it, but it depends. Is it all in Jakarta though for the Indonesian mural?
No, it's in Jakarta. You have one in my hometown in Riau.
Okay,
How
we
far
know
is
where
that?
that
How
is?
far is that?
No, we
It's
can't do
like-
it, bro. We can't do
can't?
it. If we're
It's
working,
like
no, we can't do it.
300 kilometers, 600 even.
Wow,
It's pretty far.
We
You
can't
go
do
to
it.
Sumatra, which is
Oh,
another island.
Okay.
Can't
It's
do
in a different island.
Yeah,
We'll
just
do-
like the Philippines.
We'll do all the Jakarta ones.
Can someone take pictures of the murals in the far away locations?
Far
and
away
then
locations.
Edit us into those photos.
Renmar, Mirko, Realize.
Edit
Just
us into
us.
it.
The other
Renmar.
casters,
Nah, don't.
Yeah, no.
let them be.
Just
Throw 'em
just-
away.
Just us. Just this group.
Use RealMe AI for the editing as well.
Yes, sir.
Real me, Renmar, realize.
Renmar realized miracle. Real me.
Real me.
Is that the name of her channel?
Now it is.
It is not.
Real me. So
It's
let's go with
Real
it.
Me 15. We're not 15.
Yes. I don't want to talk about age anymore, man. I'm getting close to 30. I don't want to.
Oh.
I don't know.
Unc Renmar.
Onk, he called you Onk.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't mind. Just don't call me Tito on the broadcast, and we good. If any of you call me Tito on broadcast, we're gonna have not a problem, but I might have to sit you down and talk to you like a Tito. Wait,
Hey.
no, okay.
Oh.
So the top mid lane heroes of this patch, I think now because of what we saw from that previous one, after the Sora, Valentina up there again.
If there's a Sora, Valentina comes
Yeah.
out. Just like how when there's a Lucas,
Yeah,
back then.
and that's another telltale sign. If Valentina gets banned, expect that the other team wants to set up for a Sora.
I want to make a case for Sicilian.
Yes, I want that. I want to see
Sicilian.
Sicilian, please.
The reason why I know this because it's not because I play Sicilian. So I push rank a lot with my girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
and she's